And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to ask that you all please rise if you are able and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, and we welcome you to Long Beach City College football on the Viking Sports Channel on YouTube tonight. The Vikings begin their conference schedule as they welcome in the Ventura College Pirates. I am Jeff Stoynoff, joined by Edward Rientasso, and we welcome you into Veterans Stadium on a cool and overcast evening. There's been a steady rain for the last 45 minutes or so, but it has tapered off. Yet to see if weather will be a factor tonight. But Edward, let's talk history. This is a matchup that goes back and predates World War II, but recent history has favored the Ventura College Pirates, who have won 5 straight in this matchup. How do the Vikings turn it around and get a win here tonight?
Well, Jeff, there's only 2 things I see right now tonight. That's one of the main concerns. Is one, can this defense, the Vikings defense, stop this Pirate offense? As you know, in last year's meeting, Ventura beat Long Beach 66-21. They were outrushed by 400 yards to 242, and also the Vikings had 3 turnovers. And then the second thing is, can this offense compete with Ventura? In 4 of their 5 games this season for the Pirates, they scored over 30 points. So they're going to want to keep this close and also try to keep that offense off the field.
Yeah, when we spoke to Brett Peabody during the week, he was very forthright, and believe me, he remembers that number, 400 yards rushing for the Pirates in the matchup last season. Says we've got to do better this week if we want to stay with these guys. The kick is out of bounds, so the Pirates, who lost the toss, the Vikings won the toss and elected to defer, giving the Pirates the ball first, and the Pirates will start out with very good field position as the kick heads out of bounds. Well, we'll see who the quarterback is, and you can see in that picture right there, number 7 is Braden Siri. Siri started the season for the Pirates as their quarterback. We have seen Nathaniel Frederick and Ezekiel Savage play significant time in this in the early part of this season. So we'll likely see both of them tonight. Meanwhile, they spot the ball back at the 9-yard line. I thought that head out of bounds, but the Pirates will start from the 9. It's Savage, and the pass off the hands of Tim Greer and incomplete.
Now the Vikings have them where they want, Jeff. You're inside the 9. Best thing to do right here, pressure the quarterback, stop that run, try to get them off the field this first possession, get the momentum, and then just show what you plan to do to here tonight.
And pressure the quarterback means exactly one thing, Corey Martin. And his ability, he comes in listed with 6.5 sacks, but Brett Peabody said that according to their numbers, he's up over 10 at 10.5 sacks in actuality. Meanwhile, the second down carry goes nowhere, and the Pirates face an immediate 3rd and long. The ball still at the Pirate 10-yard line.
This is where you want them here, Jeff. That last play, good job by the Vikings defense, closing the holes, getting to the runner, and that's something they're going to have to do here tonight. Close every hole possible. Do not let the running back explode.
The Pirates uncharacteristically struggling on third down, converting at just 28%. Savage pop flies the far side. He wanted Chris Reeves. The pass incomplete, and it's going to be a quick 3-and-out for the Pirates on their first possession. So, Edward, the Vikings' mission accomplished here on the first possession. Defensively, they get the 3-and-out.
A mission accomplished indeed. That last play, there was a little bit of pressure by the Vikings defense, and that ball, the pass was overthrown due to that pressure. So now, like you said, the Vikings did their job, 3-and-out, and they'll get the ball back, and it looks like they'll get a good field position here.
Absolutely. L.J. Harm back in punt formation. Short kick. Heads out of bounds inside the 35-yard line of Ventura. So, indeed, it will be excellent field position for the Vikings.
It's a little bit of windy over here, and it looks like that wind affected the kick there a little bit. It just went for just a couple yards, and look at this right here. They're right by the 30.
And we'll see Keanu Campbell Caldwell, who is called QCC. And believe me, we'll go with that as often as possible. So QCC, who's been battling a back injury this season, missed some time, back at the controls with Jonathan Watson in the backfield. 3 wide receivers for the Vikings, who have it 1st and 10 after a 20-yard punt from L.J. Harm. Read option, Watson running on the right side. He's inside the 25, lowers the shoulder, down inside the 20 to the 19. That's an 11-yard run, an immediate first down.
And they're going to have to run the ball against this defense, especially with Watson. Watson is indeed the leader for the Vikings offense this season in rushing, 38 rushes for 210 yards.
Quentin Harris, who stepped up big time last week for the Pirates, should say 2 weeks ago. Everybody coming off the bye week a week ago. But in the last game, Harris pressed into action with some injuries in the secondary. Had a big performance for the Vikings that included a pick 6. Watson running left this time, hit for a loss on the play. Sirocco getting into the backfield along with Jalen Wesley. Wesley also started the season a little bit down the depth chart, but seeing more time at that safety spot for the Pirates. It brings up a 2nd down and 12.
Looks like they're going no huddle.
QCC quickly back to the line. Watson still in the backfield. Still got time on the play clock. 13. The Pirates back off. Quick throw on the right side and a completion. Down to the 15-yard line, Trinell Ridgely, leading receiver for the Vikings on the season with his first reception. Brings up a 3rd down and 6 for the Vikings. They are converting at 32% on 3rd down for the season as well, so not having a lot of success on 3rd down, much like the Pirates.
Looks like there's going to be a rush pressure here on this play right here, Jeff.
Blitz comes. QCC pop flies the near side, and it's incomplete. So they take a shot at the end zone. Wesley had the coverage.
That was one-on-one coverage there. Wesley did a good job in deflecting the pass right there. And again, the Pirates defense came with the pressure and linebacker blitz, forced him to throw that ball a little quicker than he wanted to.
So that'll bring on the field goal unit, and the Vikings will try to grab the early lead. This will be a 31-yard attempt. It'll come from the right hash. Snap, placement down, kick away. Up, and good. So a 31-yard field goal, Mario De La Torre putting it through and giving the Vikings the 3-0 lead. Meanwhile, we do have a flag down, so for the moment, points not on the board. Let's see what the call is. Our referee tonight, Jay Drury.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, number 12 on the defense. That penalty's half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Okay, so the roughing the kicker call. They'll take the points off the board, and the Vikings will get the first down. They'll move it down to the Pirates' 7-yard line.
That's a very costly mistake there by the Pirates, Jeff. They took away the points, and now they get a fresh set of downs and another opportunity to get 7 on the board here.
Well, once upon a time, the old wisdom was don't take points off the board, but I think you got to like the Vikings call here. Brett Peabody knows an opportunity. And you got to get 6s, not 3s, if you want to be successful.
If you're playing a team that's scored over 30 points mostly this season, you got to, it's going to be a heavyweight fight right here.
Receivers left and right on 1st and goal from the 7. Inside handoff and a gain of a couple down to the 5. Pirate defense stands up. Watson with a 2-yard gain.
Once Watson went up, that hole closed up really quick, so that Pirate defense is actually gained to where that ball's supposed to be.
Yeah, Ryan Downard stood up Watson, who looked just ever so briefly as if he had some room before Downard quickly closed that hole. 2nd and goal from the 5. They'll overload the near side. The Vikings in the home red jerseys working it from right to left here in the first quarter. Under pressure, still has time, looking, and the pass incomplete. Wesley gets a hand in, the pass intended for Zachariah Ruiz. That's a good job by Wesley, and indeed the entire Pirate secondary. Not a lot for QCC to do there.
Wesley did a good job. He read the ball and actually was able to get his hands up there to deflect the pass from the receiver catching the ball. So now again, another 3rd down here for the Vikings.
They'll bunch up on 3rd and goal from the 6. They send Ridgely in motion. Here's the snap, 4-man rush, the throw back of the end zone, incomplete. Now a late flag does come in.
It
looked like Hodgson had the coverage for the Pirates. And no doubt on that Pirate sideline, they're talking about that ball not being catchable.
There was contact in the end zone, like you said. It looked that ball wasn't catchable, but it looks like Wesley was held up a little bit.
Number 2 of the defense, half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
And again, the Pirates shoot themselves in the foot defensively. Instead of perhaps getting off the field, it's another penalty that gives the Vikings a 1st down. Now it's 1st and goal from the 3 on the pass intended for Kyle Miller.
Just cannot have that in the red zone, Jeff. You just can't.
I formation backfield, little hesitation, and Watson's going to take it in for a 3-yard touchdown. And the Vikings draw first blood. They convert on the short field. Watson with the touchdown run.
As we mentioned before, there was a personal foul that took away 3 points that gave the Vikings another 3 downs, and then another 3rd down play led to a penalty in the end zone, and the next play Watson just took it up the end zone. And this is exactly what the Vikings have to do tonight. If they have to score points whenever they're in the red zone, because like you said, three's not going to do enough here against this Pirates team.
First rushing touchdown of the season for Jonathan Watson, working behind his left tackle Jacob Belton. And the Vikings on the board and leading it 7-0. And now the Pirates, who struggled in their first possession, they'll have to work from behind. And let's take a look at the replay here and the work as they run the counter. And the hole opens up.
Watson did a good job following his blockers, and you see, follow the blockers there, and they gave him open access to that end zone.
Yeah, and I thought that was good patience from Watson as well. That was a slower developing play, and you saw almost a little hesitation as he approached the line, but he let that hole develop and ends up really walking it in.
Sometimes if running backs don't have patience, they won't wait for their blockers. They'll try to make the play themselves, but normally when you follow your blockers, they'll push the blockers out the way, and then you can just run right in, just like we saw right there.
11:35 to go here in the first quarter. We're just underway. Happy you've joined us for Long Beach City College football on the Viking Sports Channel on YouTube. Squib kick taken at the 25, and the return out to the 35. The Vikings, or I should say the Pirates, take over with decidedly better field position this time around.
What do you think the defense is being told down there on the sidelines?
Which defense? Well, I think the message is pretty clear on both sides. I think if you're the Vikings, it's just keep it up. They've had a great first possession, and I think for the Pirates, the takeaway from that first possession is pretty obvious. Got to stop killing ourselves with penalties here.
I would probably be upset with the guy who won that roughed the kicker, because the roughing the kicker's one that kind of like set those motions instead right there.
Savage brings the Pirate offense out for a 1st and 10 play. Hit as he throws. Partially deflected, no chance. Out in the flat. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. Good pressure from the Vikings. He was trying to get it to Lamont James out in the flat.
Pass was tipped too, and I wonder how many times they reviewed that film from last year's matchup, knowing that they put up 66 points. You know, normally when you play Madden, you put up those scores, but just to see that, I couldn't even believe it myself.
Yeah, the Pirates just running downhill that entire game. We had that game on the Pirate Sports Network. James hit behind the line. Viking defense much more stout in the early going against the run. A loss on the play for James, and another 3rd and long very quickly.
Offsides on the defense, number 8. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 2nd down.
And now it's the Vikings that hurt themselves with a penalty, as they had that play well diagnosed for a loss, but the offsides call against the Vikings, going against Corey Martin, will take it up to the 40, and instead of 3rd and forever, you've got a much more manageable 2nd and 5 for the Pirates.
The Vikings defense is really fired up tonight. You could tell their expressions when they make a play like that, but it looks like they were just a little bit early trying to get across the line right there.
Well, you can hardly blame Corey Martin. That is a big part of what he does for this Viking defense. Blitz coming on 2nd and 5, and another big hit. This time it's Bressler getting into the backfield at the same time as the football. James had no chance, managed to fall forward and lose perhaps a yard. And it brings up a 3rd down and 6, and the Pirates trying to establish the run, but with much different results than a year ago.
Vikings defense is really fired up, and then they went past. It looks like someone on the offense must have missed their block, because it looks like the defender was able to get to the running back very easy.
Yeah, Bressler quickly into the backfield. James had little chance, lost a couple of yards. It's a 3rd and 7 for the Pirates, and now it's the Pirates that could badly use a 1st down. Man in motion, it's Greer, deep drop for Savage, has time, looking deep, but into double coverage. A couple of Vikings back there in the pass, incomplete. Pirates take a shot, but nothing doing. Wanted Kevin Tate.
When you got an offense like the Pirates, there's nothing wrong with taking shots down the field, but it looks like he threw it into double coverage right there at that time.
Well, a couple of receivers were in the same area, and you wonder if that's by design. You got to believe it's not. And so it might have been some miscommunication for the Pirates. It brings up 4th down, brings on the punting unit. And Harm just gets it away. Takes a Pirate bounce. Down to the 25-yard line. That's a punt of 37 yards. And do we have another flag down?
It looks like they might get the Vikings on contact with the punter, but
yeah, they almost got there on LJ Harm.
You wonder if it's going to be running in. If it's running in, they're fine, but if it's roughing, it's 1st down.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, number 2 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic 1st down.
Yeah, Jason Jones Jr., and they were able to generate good pressure on Harm and went after the block, but when you do, if you don't get there, of course you run that risk, and there is the big personal foul this time working against the Vikings, and that will extend the Pirate drive. As we wind under 10 minutes to go in the 1st quarter, James Miles on in the backfield for the Pirates.
The ref actually saw that contact with the punter very easy. He was able to throw the flag right away.
Chris Reeves in the slot. Well, now he'll check out. Pirates changing up personnel on the fly. They have it 1st and 10 from the Viking 47 after the roughing the kicker penalty. 1st down handoff to Miles, and he runs into a swarm. Might have pushed the pile for a yard. Bressler and Martin combining on the stop. 2nd down and 9 coming up for Ventura.
Miles tried to go to the right side, but that hole closed very quickly with the Viking defenders being there and giving the proper greetings to him.
Yeah, I saw a lot of red jerseys very quickly getting to that football. And I think you've put the finger on it there, Edward, early in this one. This Viking defense is just very fired up and ready to go. Martin flies off from the side, doesn't get there. The pass incomplete. Savage looking for Tate on the far side, locked up against Trey Edwards.
Offsides, number 8 on the defense. Line up in the neutral zone.
Well,
5-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Well, when you notice from way up here that a guy gets a great jump off the snap count, sometimes that's what happens. And it looked like Martin left a little early. Maybe that's what caught my eye. The offsides penalty against the Vikings will give the Pirates a 2nd down and short.
Yeah, Martin was actually, he was the first one there, and he was forced to throw the ball right away.
Miles remains in the game on a 2nd and 3. Well, we do have a delay. Well, it's been a busy first few minutes of this one, but penalties have certainly been a big part of the story of the Pirates, with a couple on the Vikings' first possession. That led to a touchdown, but now the Vikings returning the favors with a couple of penalties on this drive, and the Pirates are on the move.
Special teams will be talked about tomorrow.
Straight ahead, Miles twisting his way forward. Gets to the 38. He's about a yard shy of the first down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Let's see how the Vikings are able to stop here on 3rd down. And it looks like the Pirates might go with another no-huddle here. It looks like a quarterback sneak here, I expect.
Quick snap, Savage on the keeper. It'll come down to the spot. And it looks preliminarily like they gave Savage a pretty good spot. Get to the 36. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, Jeff, and anytime you see an offense getting ready to run to the ball, to the line real quick, you know, expect the quarterback sneak, telling his offense, hey, let's go up against this defense and move them forward.
They ran the quick play. Miles running left, hit behind the line, does manage to push the pile for a gain of about a yard. Andre Jenkins on the stop. I believe we have perhaps an issue with the roster. I'm seeing number 5 defensively down there for Long Beach, and I'm not seeing a number 5 defensively for the Vikings on the roster, so apologies. We have, for the moment, an unidentified player. 2nd down and 9. Snap to Savage. Has time. Throws on the far side, looking for Reeves, and the pass broken up. That was Dallas Burke closing in quickly. Savage, meanwhile, 0 for his first 5 attempts in this one. For a moment, Reeves was open, but Burke closed quickly. That brings up a 3rd down and 9 from the 35.
Burke read the ball real well there, Jeff, and he almost had an interception too. He was almost had the catch.
You see Corey Martin down there directing traffic. Snap to Savage. Savage rolling out, throws on the near side. Finds Tim Greer. A late flag comes in. Greer out of bounds at the 28. That's a couple of yards shy of the first down. But let's wait and see what the flag is.
Jeff, I think they might get the Vikings for having too many men on the field, because it looks like one of the defenders tried to get out before the snap, but it looks like he was a little bit late in that ball snap. So this might be against Long Beach for too many men on the field.
Yeah, I think Edwards was trying to get Kalen Williams off the field, and Williams didn't quite make it. And that's a heady play by the Pirates to get that ball snapped before Williams can get off the field.
You know what they say, when it's 12 and 11 or 11 versus 12, that's a mismatch right there.
So Jay Drury will have the call.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the offense.
Why are you still talking about it?
Illegal downfield on number 65. That penalty is declined. Offensive pass interference. Offense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3. 3rd down.
So they'll take the offensive pass interference against Chris Reeves. That'll back them up 15 yards, take them all the way back to midfield. And let me do some quick computation here. That's 3rd and 23.
I heard of some of the Pirate players kind of disagreeing with that call right there, Jeff. So they had a lineman downfield, and then they called the receiver for interference.
Well, perhaps that is the downside of the quick snap, trying to get the too many men on the field call, and the Pirates themselves maybe a little out of sorts offensively. And now they face a 3rd, and they'll call it 24 from midfield. They'll send 3 wide receivers to the near side. Snap to Savage, 4-man rush. Savage on the keeper. Inside the 45, wrapped up down at the 42.
Another 3 and out here for the Vikings defense, and they're off to a pretty good start despite the penalties that happened so far.
Yeah, allowed the Pirates to extend the drive somewhat, but ultimately it stalls at the 42. And it was Dejan Newman. So we have an answer on number 5 for the Vikings. Kick taken at the 13-yard line. All kinds of trouble, and this is going to be a loss on the return back to the 9. Ridgely trying to make something happen, but ultimately gives away 4 yards. And the Vikings will start with poor field position at their own 9-yard line, leading it 7-0 here in the first quarter.
Very tough spot for the Vikings offense, especially standing in your own goal line, sort of, almost by the 9. Got to be careful what plays they run and also to hold on to the ball as well. They did have 3 turnovers in their meeting last year.
Well, it was a steady diet of Jonathan Watson on the first possession for the Vikings, but he had just 14 yards on 4 carries. It was really the Pirate defense and penalties that took care of a lot of that drive. Campbell Caldwell gets the snap. Big hole for Watson. He's into the secondary. Watson still on his feet at the 40, 45, 50. One man to beat. He's at the 40, 30, 25, 20, down to the 10-yard line. Tries to cut it back. He's in for a 91-yard touchdown run.
That was a great run, great blocking, and Watson with the speed just took it down there. And number 4 on the Pirates, C.J. Hodgson, didn't even try to arm tackle. He just tried to cut him, but one of those plays, you just got to try to make a tackle or die for it.
Well, again, it was a play that appeared to be a little bit slow developing. Watson eventually finds that hole, bursts into the secondary, and then for about the last 60, 70 yards of that run, that was just great individual effort from Jonathan Watson. He missed the first 2 games of the season. So when you look at the stats for the Vikings, you see what appears to be running back by committee. But when we talked to Brett Peabody, he said, no question Jonathan Watson is our number 1 guy. Those numbers are just a little off because he missed a couple of games. But when he's in shape, when he's ready to go, he's the guy that we're going to have back there. And, gee, I wonder why, as we'll watch the replay here as he goes 91 yards.
And you see how patient he was. He followed his blockers, and he got that hole open. Look at there, good blocking by the receiver, and he just turned on the jets, and he just took on it. Then you see C.J. Hodgson, number 4 right there. He's still behind him, tries to catch up to him, but when he gets near the goal line, he tries to cut him off somehow, but didn't even try to make the diving tackle. One of those plays, you try to push him out of bounds there, Jeff, and you see right there.
Well, I'll tell you, right there as we watch that replay, that could have very easily been a block in the back by Kyle Miller that would have taken the touchdown off the board and moved them back a little bit. That was risky.
You saw
on the late block there, but what a sensational individual effort from Jonathan Watson to outrun the Pirate defense that last 50 yards. Pooch kick on the far side taken by the Pirates. They will have good field position. They'll start from the 39-yard line, but it has to be a somewhat shell-shocked Pirate team here in this first quarter. They're down 14-0 with 6:12 to go.
You know, you're going back to that last play. Miller actually got away with a little bit of a hold right there. You saw it on the right hand on that replay, but they weren't able to call it. But that was a great run there, and Vikings are doing the opposite what the Pirates did to them in their last matchup.
Yeah, 105 yards on the ground, courtesy of Jonathan Watson. 91 of them coming on that tremendous run. And the Pirate offense right back on the field. They'll start from the 39, good field position. So they need to get something going. So far, outside of a couple of penalties for the Vikings, the Pirates have had all kinds of trouble moving the football. Valenzuela around the left side. He's got first down yardage out to midfield. A late flag does come in as Valenzuela is brought down at the 50.
This might be coming back for a hold.
Well, that's where you likely see that kind of flag thrown. It came from the secondary, but right in the area where Valenzuela was running. Jay Drury with the call.
Holding offense number 2, 10-yard penalty for the spotted foul. Replay first down.
Yeah, Kevin Tate holding downfield. It's a spot foul, so they'll back it up to the 34-yard line, where it will be 1st and 15 for the Pirates.
You can actually hear the players actually telling the ref that it was holding, and it's like, hey, make sure you do your job right, ref.
It's a thankless job. Valenzuela sweeping to the far side, able to evade a couple of tacklers and make something out of nothing. Getting 5 yards, it'll be a 2nd and 10.
I really wonder, Jeff, if the players saw the referee reactions in Kansas City this past week with the Raiders game. You know, I wonder if trying to make sure it doesn't get out of hand like they did in that game.
Well, it's always going to get out of hand with the Raiders and the Chiefs, no? 2nd and 10, Savage on a designed roll. Flags are down. Looking for Macaluso in the pass behind him. It's a 3rd down and 10 coming up, but let's wait and see on the flag. It came in the Pirate backfield.
What do you say the percentage of this being a hold again?
I'm going about 100%.
Oh, I could go 110.
Right?
Personal foul. Face mask. 58 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And they get Kyle Standback, the right tackle, on a face mask. Well, we get partial credit there. We thought it was a hold, but we had the right team. So I think we still get most of the credit for that. It's a 15-yard penalty on Standback. The Pirates heading in the wrong direction. It's 2nd down, and they've got a ways to go. The ball currently resting on the 23-yard line. That makes it 2nd and 26.
And Pirates are just going backwards this quarter, Jeff.
And Savage 0 of 5 in the early going. He's under pressure from Martin. And the pass off the hands of his intended target, Jesse Valenzuela, and incomplete. That play was well diagnosed and likely not going anywhere. Jamarlo Campbell was closing in quickly, and there you saw Martin getting around the edge on a screen pass and getting into Savage's face. And it brings up a 3rd down and 25.
Yeah, Corey Martin is actually getting to the quarterback very quick, Jeff. I wonder if the Pirates, the offense, might have to double team him in order to stop him from getting to that backfield, because he's been a lot there so far this quarter.
Well, I cover the Pirates on a regular basis as an announcer, and I will tell you that many fans might not be aware that Standback, as the pass is incomplete, and we'll see the Pirate punting unit, that Kyle Standback is making the transition from defensive line to offensive line, playing right tackle. And he has had some tough assignments, and he gets another of the very toughest assignments you're going to see matching up with Corey Martin. So he is being thrown into the fire immediately at that right tackle spot, and you can't get a tougher job than trying to match up with Corey Martin.
He's indeed being tested, but they're going to have to make some sort of arrangements in order for him to stop going past that line.
4th down and 25. Harm on to kick again for the Pirates. And this one will roll dead at the 46. That's a punt of just 30 yards and an opportunity for the Vikings. They'll have outstanding field position. They'll spot it at the 47, where it'll be 1st and 10. And we will see Keanu Campbell-Caldwell bring the Viking offense on.
Looks like they're the 3rd possession for this offense in this first quarter.
And we'll have a change at running back. And I wonder if the Pirates are happy to see that after Watson has already amassed 105 yards on the ground here in the first quarter. Receivers left and right for QCC, who has the snap. They'll keep it on the ground on 1st down. Good push up front again. And into Viking territory at the 40, I should say into Pirate territory at the 49. 4-yard run. That is Gabe Collins, who has come on. Collins, another interesting story, hadn't been available at all this season, finally healthy and back into the fold. They were excited to get him back. Meanwhile, we do have a Pirate player down on the field. It's a 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Looks like a defensive lineman. I don't want to say what the number was. We don't have a view of it just yet. You see 4:33 remaining in the first quarter, and a decided turnaround from the last meeting between these two teams. In fact, almost the polar opposite. It's the Vikings who have jumped out early, and they've done it with the running game.
Well, in last year's meeting as well, they did jump out early, but then Ventura just went on a 45-0 scoring run. And so far, we're seeing a 14-0 run by the Vikings. And it looks like they've learned a lot from last year's matchup, as you see. He's up in his, walking on his own power, which is a good sign.
It's Jonah Rubidoux, and that is a player that they can ill afford to lose, certainly just purely in terms of football. It's always, of course, good to see him up and heading off under his own power, but he is a critical player. And it's interesting that it's Jonah Rubidoux, because when we talked to Brett Peabody, he is a player that he specifically mentioned, which you don't often hear on the other side when you talk to coaches. They're focused on their team and getting their team ready. But he talked about Jonah Rubidoux and what a terrific player he was, extremely active, and a guy who really gets after it out there, and that's exactly what he brings to this Pirate team. Big hit at the line, a loss of a yard on the play. Well, we'll see if that gets the Pirate defense fired up. Drew Carter coming up to deliver the hit. A loss of a yard on the play brings up a 3rd down and 7.
Looks like there's a flag on the play here. Looks like there may have been a little bit of an exchange between both the Vikings and the Pirates. The referees are discussing, because this happened right after the play.
Yeah, a couple of flags down. I saw Carter fired up. I'm not sure I saw anything. Obviously, we just got the quick look at it in real time, so we'll wait and see what the call is.
Personal foul, number 36 of the defense. Also, a personal foul, 36 of the offense. Those penalties will offset.
So it's Carter and Collins both getting personal fouls, but it's a break for the Vikings rather than 3rd and 7. Now it's 2nd down and 6 again. As
it's 3rd down.
Okay, no, they are going to take the result of the play.
Well,
so they'll spot it at midfield, and they'll be 3rd and 7.
Well, this is a big game for both teams. The Pirates, the defending conference champions from a year ago, playing against the Vikings. There's still a little bit of issues from last year's meeting, but you got to keep her cool, especially this early in the contest.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the right. For QCC, he's looking back to his left. Just out of bounds, the pass incomplete. And you saw Wesley closing in, nearly had the pick. They were trying to get it to Andre Dimbidi. Dimbidi returns after missing a game with injury.
Offsides on the defense in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Yet another flag. It's been a busy first quarter for the referees. And instead of 4th down, the Pirates give the Vikings yet another opportunity with a penalty. And it becomes 3rd down and 2. The Vikings want to move quickly. Campbell Caldwell looking over the Pirate defense. The play clock at 7. Has the snap. They go with the counter to the near side. Hodgson up quickly. Another flag is down.
Looks like this is going to go against the Vikings for a hold. This is one of the linemen held one of the defenders, and the referee saw it, plain eye right there.
That was Deshaun Newman on the carry.
Holding, number 70 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, I'm a little surprised if the Pirates have the option there that they didn't take the result of the play, which was a loss on the Newman carry, and it would have brought up 4th down, but instead they mark off the penalty and you give them another chance on a 3rd and 12.
You remember what happened in the last possession with the Pirates? They actually went for a quick count on a quarterback sneak. You wonder if they thought the Vikings was going to do something like that, because, hey, I'll tell you right now, if I was in that position, I would go for that quarterback sneak. You're up 14-0. You got to make a statement right here. Now that would have been the perfect time to do that.
3rd down and 12 for the Vikings. Snap to Caldwell. Straight drop, 3-man rush, has time, still looking, dumps it short and completes at midfield. But short of the 1st down, brought down at the 47-yard line. Finding Newman coming out of the, I should say, finding Ramel Brown. Ramel Brown's first reception brought down at the 45. That's shy of the 1st down by a couple of yards. It'll bring up 4th down.
And Caldwell had a lot of time in the pocket, but he wasn't able to find a receiver downfield, and he did his best too to try to make a play by the receiver.
Yeah, good coverage. And ultimately, the Vikings take what they can get. A little trouble on the fair catch. Valenzuela able to fall on it. And Valenzuela is an explosive playmaker for this Pirate offense, both in returns and as the leading rusher at the running back position. But he has had some difficulty securing the ball on punt returns. And that time he's able to fall on it and keep the Pirates out of trouble. But they will start with poor field position at their own 10-yard line.
You know the theme has been of the first quarter so far, Jeff? The color yellow.
Yeah. I got to believe you're right. That has been the storyline.
Let's see if we can avoid that in this drive.
Snap to Savage, first down carry. And again, not much doing for the Pirates. A gain of perhaps a yard for Valenzuela. Enzo Teu with the stop. Second down and 9 for the Pirates. And Brett Peabody said it. Edward Rientasso reiterated it. You got to stop the run if you're going to be successful, and so far the Vikings have done that.
Yeah, but they need to continue to do that too as well.
Second down and 9. 3 wide receivers to the left. Savage looking right, lobs, and it's incomplete. Looking for Tim Greer, and he's locked up with Thaddeus Dixon. And Dixon, an outstanding cover corner for the Vikings. Brett Peabody saying he's already got 4 D1 offers at this point in the season, but that's nothing. He expects that number, with no hyperbole, to be in the area of 20 before it's all said and done. Thaddeus Dixon, an outstanding talent, and definitely continuing his career.
Yeah, doing very well this season at 6'2", 195 with his height.
Third down and 9. Savage steps up, completes to Greer, and Dixon able to trip him up. A gain of about 3, well shy of the first down. And that will bring on the Pirate punting unit once again as we wind under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
And again, Dixon was right by the ball. He was able to stop that slant from even starting. Right when the receiver caught it, he just pretty much stopped it right there. He says, no, you're not going nowhere.
And that was Savage's first completion of the night. So he's off the schneid. At least got one for positive yardage. Busy first quarter for Harm, who angles it out of bounds, and the Vikings are going to come away with tremendous field position. Again, it's another short kick. And we talked about the steady rain at the top of the broadcast, and it has stopped raining. But we did wonder up here as we were waiting for this one to get started, would the rain perhaps have an effect? I don't know that I've seen what I would describe as clearly an effect of that, but there has been a struggle in the punting game, and that does involve really planting and letting go if you're going to kick the ball, and you wonder if maybe the field condition could be a factor.
You know, one of my main concerns was the running game. With the planting and the moving, I would think the running game would be the first thing affected, but the punting game is what's being affected more right now.
Yeah, that was a punt of just 21 yards, and it leaves a very short field for the Vikings. They send Brown in motion. Caldwell on the straight drop, got to tuck it and run, is able to split a couple of tacklers, and now slides down in front of Hodgdon after a gain of a couple of yards.
And Caldwell did a good job holding onto the ball, not trying to take any chances, just decided to just run and try to do his best with it and, live to fight another day. And here we go, second down here for the Vikings.
2nd and 8. Again, they'll overload the far side. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Snap to QCC. 4-man rush looking deep. And the pass incomplete. Over there looking for Trinell Ridgely, I believe. Good coverage, locked up with James Tuiimi.
And look like Tuiimi got away with a little bit of a shove right there with the receiver.
And it was actually Ramel Brown, the intended target. Tuiimi had the good coverage, and it's 3rd and long, a chance for the Pirates to maybe escape this short field. Vikings on 3rd down tonight, 1 of 2. Looking left this time. Deep throw looking for Ruiz, who brings it in inside the 5. And no, they're going to say that Ruiz stepped out of bounds, could not bring it in play.
They actually changed their mind.
And are they okay? They're going to conference up. He was tiptoeing that near sideline. That is a tremendous catch.
Yeah, they're
Zachariah Ruiz down to the 4-yard line, and on a 3rd and 9. QCC finds Ruiz for a gain of 30 down to the 3.
The referees actually first said incomplete, but they conferenced up and they said they caught it. Fortunately, at this level, we can't have instant replay.
Well, that's a good job of getting together. Watson on the carry, pushing the pile down to the goal line. No signal yet. The Vikings think they've got it, but they're going to spot him about a foot shy. Good hard running from Jonathan Watson, looking for what would be his 3rd rushing touchdown already here tonight. Will they run another play? We're down to 10 seconds with the clock moving.
Oh man, looked like he was in from way up here, Jeff.
They want to try and run one more. QCC to the line, down to 1 second. They get the play off. Watson hit behind the line. Great anticipation. That was Harris. Quentin Harris just shooting the gap and getting into the backfield.
First quarter.
And the Vikings held out of the end zone for the moment. When we return for the start of the second quarter, they'll have a 3rd and goal. Vikings on top, 14-0. You're watching Viking football on the Viking Sports Channel.
Football, but let's get it, because I know in football, some weird stuff can happen. You could be all of a sudden like 35 behind, and you was just hurt. I've never been a part of this. Okay, guys. Look, I'm down here with this one. You know what I'm saying? Come on, no, they tell me I can't. They tell me I can't.
The video of this game is being produced by students in the radio and television program at Long Beach City College. If you want to become part of our award-winning production team, call 562-938-4892 or email LBCC and search for the radio and television program. We welcome you back. Start of the second quarter.
Offsides on the defense. Number 41 with contact. Replay 3rd down.
And the second quarter starting off not entirely dissimilar from the first quarter.
Please
with a
reset
penalty.
the play clock to 15 minutes.
It remains 3rd down, but now it's 3rd and goal from the 2.
We had a lot of penalties in the first quarter, Jeff, and it looks like this second quarter is actually starting with another penalty.
Yeah, that is already the 8th penalty on the Pirates. And we are just starting the second quarter, 3rd and goal from the 2. Jumbo formation for the Vikings. They give it to Watson. Watson falling forward and getting in for the touchdown. 3rd rushing touchdown for Watson in the game. The Vikings push the lead to 20-0. 14:57 to go here in the first half. And the Vikings are dominating the action.
Vikings are coming out very, very energetic, and they're on fire, Jeff. You know, a couple of weeks ago on October 5th, they played against Golden West, and they didn't perform well. They lost 41-17, and they came out here off the bye, and oh, look at that.
High snap for the extra point all the way back out. De La Torre's just got to cover it up. So the Vikings will settle for a 20-0 lead, as they won't get a crack at the extra point. And Watson following that right side of that offensive line. Fidi Mo, Champ, Ulafale getting a good push, and Watson able to get in will take you back to this is the touchdown. On the carry by Watson. Watch again, good push. That's actually Ryan Bowers, the tight end, with a good block as well. And Watson able to follow his blockers in. Third rushing touchdown in the first 15 minutes and 3 seconds. And the Vikings now lead at 20-0.
And again, waiting for your blockers, and we saw that good block there, and Watson able to get in, and he got his third touchdown of the game tonight.
Up to 107 yards, line drive kick taken at the 12. Valenzuela's out to the 25, little stutter step, and brought down at the 32, 20-yard return. And the Pirate offense badly needs to change the momentum. It's all Vikings. They will come on struggling so far. Talked about Savage, 1 of 9 in the game for just 2 yards, but the running game, they have just 24 yards rushing, 2.4 yards a carry.
We talked about it at the top of the beginning that they have to put pressure on this offense, and so far they've been doing it well tonight.
4-man rush on first down. Savage looking deep again. And the pass overthrown and incomplete. Looking for Tim Greer. And that was Dylan Kendall on the coverage for the Vikings. Bring up second down and 10. That's on the playbook for Zeke Savage. He will take shots downfield. Pirates more of a big play offense with Savage at the controls, but so far no big plays forthcoming.
And he's had 3 shots down the field, and he's 0 for 3 so far tonight.
They fake the handoff to Valenzuela. Savage on the keeper. Picks his way forward to the 35 for a gain of 3. Teyu again on the stop. And now it's 3rd and 7. The Pirates facing yet another 3rd down. They are 0 of 7 on 3rd down tonight.
And they're going to have to do something to stay on that field, Jeff, because the Vikings defense is very dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, at this point, if nothing else, the Pirate defense needs a blow. Blitz coming. Savage has time, but the pass incomplete, thrown behind his intended receiver. Nobody in the area. He was looking for Valenzuela coming out of the backfield. And that brings up 4th down and another 3-and-out for the Pirates and another punt for L.J. Harm.
Once again, we see the pressure by the Vikings defense. And it looks like there was a miscommunication there between receiver and quarterback.
14:05 to go in the first half. The rest of the Northern Division in the National Conference all done for the day. Allen Hancock with a 23-19 win over East Los Angeles College, and a rare Thursday game, Bakersfield over College of the Canyons in the opener for those 2 teams. So it's interesting right from the outset. You take a look at the National North, and every game important. This is a deep conference, but I don't think any particular big favorite. You might have said College of the Canyons coming in, but they've now lost 4 straight. The Pirates were the champions last year, going undefeated in the regular season, but they seem to be having some struggles as well, and certainly here tonight. The Vikings seem resurgent, but up and down this North, boy, it's hard to pick a winner right now, so every game becomes that much more important. 1st and 10 from the 30, receivers left and right. They send Ridgely in motion, keep it on the ground on 1st down. Good hole for Collins, who's out over the 35 to the 37. 7-yard run brings up a 2nd and 3. Angelo Jewell eventually tracks him down. They'll spot it at the 36. Call it 2nd and 4. Collins will remain in the game. Collins solidified his role tonight, and that he was back. I'll get to that after this play. The pass incomplete, dropped on the far side, brings up a 3rd down after he showed up well during the week in the red shirt, gray shirt, and Crybaby Bowl, which is a yearly tradition for the Vikings that Brett Peabody talked about. It's an opportunity for the players, red shirt, gray shirt players, and some guys who maybe are still fighting for some more playing time to get out there and show that they're ready for a bigger role on this team. And had some fun talking about that, and said that Collins got some significant run in that matchup to test that injury, and he had a great scrimmage and really set himself up to be back into the fold. Catches it out of the backfield, first down and more, out to midfield. Finally brought down by Jed Aldridge and Hodgson at the Pirate 48. That's good for a first down.
Collins is very happy to be back on that field, Jeff, as you mentioned. And that last play shows how much he missed being out there.
They'll spot it at the 49. Vikings move the chains. They're into Pirate territory. Collins remains behind QCC, 3 wide receivers to the right. First down carry. Collins running right, cuts it back down to the 42.
Collins saw a defender on his left side. He juked to the right and able to get a couple yardage right there. Sets up an easy second down for Long Beach.
5-yard run brings up 2nd and 5. Jewell on the stop. Hodgson also there.
Gain of 6, 7 and 4.
So 2nd down and a long 4 for the Vikings. Offset eye. First down, they fake and complete the pass to Bowers coming out of the backfield. Down to the 31-yard line, moving the chains again. The Vikings are fired up. They're on the move. 11-yard gain. Another first down.
And Campbell took a shot right there. He was on the field for a while, and he's able to get back up, and that's a very good sign because he took a hit in that last play.
First down, Vikings.
Well, now you see Campbell Caldwell really starting to settle in. He's 4 of 8 in the game for 61 yards. He's had a couple of nice throws on this drive. And he has the Vikings at the Pirate 32. Straight up the middle for Collins, down to the 29, gain of 3.
Jeff, look what's on the field, the color again.
Holding, offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Well, they'll get Champulafale on the hold. That'll back him up, stall the Viking drive for the moment. It'll be 1st and 20 from the 42.
That was actually the first drive that we didn't have any penalties up to that point.
Where my chinny at anyway?
Vikings to the line, receivers left and right. Pirates showing blitz, here they come. They try to screen it out. Is this a live football? No, now they are going to blow it dead. Watson not going anywhere. Good job by the Pirates coming on the blitz and able to get a hand up and deflect that pass. It'll be 2nd and 20.
Pressure there by the Pirates defense. Haven't seen that in a while, and they were able to deflect that pass from even happening.
Yeah, the Pirates have been pretty successful bringing pressure throughout the season, but this Viking offensive line, I should say, having an outstanding first half. The Pirates as a team with 14 sacks through the first 5 weeks, but not doing much to get to QCC so far tonight. 2nd and 20. 3 wide receivers to the right. Straight drop with time, throwing on the left, has a man open inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. Kyle Miller making the reception. He was entirely too open if you're a Pirate fan. Streaking down that far side. Brought down at the 17, 23-yard pickup for Miller. And a first down. The Vikings are back in the red zone. Watson in the backfield, receivers left and right. They give to Watson. Straight ahead for a gain of 4 to the 13. Jewell on the stop.
And I want to go back to that last play, Jeff, that first down completion. It looks like there was a miscommunication by the Pirates defense. It looked like number 5, Adrian Sirocco, number 4, C.J. Holland. There was a miscommunication when Miller went past through them.
Yeah, maybe thinking that had some help behind because nobody was there. And that was a relatively easy throw, and Campbell Caldwell handled it well, delivering a strike, finding Miller. 4-yard run on first down brings up a 2nd down and 6. They go back to Watson, again, up the middle, down to the 11. It'll bring up a critical 3rd down. for the Pirates certainly can ill afford to fall further behind Aldridge on the stop. It's 3rd and 3 from the 8. And what do you do here if you're Brett Peabody? You've been running the ball well. And it's 3rd and 3 from the 11.
I say step on the gas, keep going. Everything that you've done so far in this game is working well. You're running the ball well, and your receivers are starting to get open. And it looks like he's trying to crack down on that defense as well.
I formation backfield. Double tight end set for the Vikings on 3rd and 3. They give it to the up back, and not much doing. Harris moving up again to make the stop. That'll bring up 4th down. No gain on the play.
Harris was there to make that quick stop and able to stop the run. It was a delayed handoff as well, too, and he read it correctly.
So that'll bring on De La Torre. This will be a 28-yard attempt. It'll come from the left hash. High snap, but the placement down. The kick away from De La Torre is up and good. Well, De La Torre had one taken off the board earlier in the game on that first drive, but gets the field goal here. I'm sure he'll take it if it leads to touchdowns. He's now 6 of 7 on the season with that conversion, and the Viking lead is now 23-0, 9:15 remaining here in the second quarter. And for the Vikings, a very disappointing performance in their last game. You could hear it when we talked to Brett Peabody, taking on Golden West, and it was a tight game, and then late Golden West really broke it open, eventually winning 41-17. This has to be a welcome sight on that Viking sideline for the Viking fans. They have bounced back very well here tonight. They're dominating this one.
They used this bye week very well to just focus and, focus on what they have to do now, because now this is conference play, and there's a lot on the line in these next 5 games.
Squib kick, and the Pirates will have it at the 30. As they elect for no return, they'll just take the ball there. And where is the Pirate offense going to come from? Haven't seen much in the running game.
Somebody
even less in the passing game if you're a Pirate fan here so far tonight.
Somebody on that offense just has to step up on this possession. You're down 23-0. You're going against a team, the Vikings are very fired up. As you mentioned, they were very disappointed in their last performance back on October 5th, and they come out here tonight with a fire in the heart, and so far they've able to put up from that energetic warm-ups.
Well, 2 weeks ago, we saw Nathaniel Frederick get the start and Savage come on in relief in the victory over Saddleback to close out non-conference play. Savage on the keeper, lowers the shoulder, and he's very near first down yardage. Jenkins on the stop. And they'll spot it at the 40. That is good enough to move the chains. And you wonder if tonight we might see a reverse of that with Savage getting the start, but might we see Nathaniel Frederick before it's all said and done? Not that you can put this all, on the shoulders of the quarterback. Obviously, quarterback always gets maybe a little too much of the credit, certainly too much of the blame.
Too much of the credit and pressure.
In a lot of those situations. But the Pirates, it would seem, need something to change the momentum, to change the direction of this game. Whistles before the snap. Valenzuela thrown down. Is that going to draw a flag? And it does.
Ooh.
They were blowing that play dead. Bressler, I believe, took Valenzuela out of bounds.
I don't think he actually heard the whistle.
Well, we'll see if that's a defense. As the flag came in, and they'll conference up, and we'll await the call.
But, Jeff, I do want to go back to your point about making the quarterback switch. It's always tough to put a quarterback in a tough situation.
There was no play. Coach called timeout, Ventura. After the whistle was blown, personal foul, defense number 5, late hit. 15-yard penalty added on, first down.
Ouch.
Okay, I said Bressler, and it wasn't Bressler on that. He was in the area, but I do want to correct that. But dead ball foul after the whistle was blown, the personal foul as the Pirates called timeout. But they'll get the 15 yards, and they'll have it at the Viking 45-yard line coming out of that timeout. That is their first charge timeout here in the first half.
And that has to hurt, especially a dead ball foul like that. It's just one of those that you just can't do that.
Well, we've talked a lot about the Pirates and the trouble with penalties. They have 7, but the Vikings are up to 6 for 61 yards. So they have hurt themselves with some penalties as well. 3 wide receivers to the left for the Pirates in the road white jersey. Straight drop. Savage arcs the far side. Pass incomplete. He was looking for Kevin Tate. Tate working against Trey Edwards. And the pass incomplete. Pirates take another shot downfield, but we've talked a lot about that Viking defensive line, but the Viking secondary has been decidedly up to the challenge as well. Not a lot of room for Savage to squeeze these passes in.
He hasn't been able to make those passes that he normally does, Jeff. But yeah, you're right. The Vikings defense has just pretty much been in his face a lot tonight, and you normally don't see that with the Pirates.
Pistol formation on 2nd and 10. They'll screen it out to Reeves. Reeves able to slip out of a tackle at the 43 and then squirts his way forward inside the 40. Down to the 38. That ends up being a pickup of 7, and it leaves a 3rd and 3. That's a good individual effort from Chris Reeves, the leading receiver for the Pirates on the season. That's his first catch tonight.
He's been pretty much silent up until now, but they're going to have to find ways to get him involved in order for the Pirates to get back in this game.
3rd and 3. Quick pitch. Valenzuela running left, has the first down. He makes a move at the 35 and is brought down inside the 30 for a first down. Elijah Bradley eventually able to track him down, but not before Valenzuela gives the Pirates a first down at the Viking 28-yard line.
That was a very much needed first down, and Valenzuela did a good job following his blockers and able to find out where it is to move the chains, and they did that in his first down here.
And the Pirates looking for a combination that can give them some sustained success offensively. Go with 2 running backs, Valenzuela and Miles, and they put it in the air and find Valenzuela tripped up at the 23, a gain of 5. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. Bressler and Edwards in on the stop. Clock moving down to 7:09 and counting remaining in the first half. This is the deepest penetration offensively for the Pirates.
Timeout.
In the first
Long
half.
Beach College, first
and
of
the
this
Vikings
half.
are going to take a timeout. That's their first charge timeout. And, well, other than the Pirates seem to be not setting themselves back with penalties, I'm not sure what changed, but this is clearly their best drive of the first half.
They're actually trying to find ways to get the ball down the field, but the Vikings are kind of helping them a little bit, especially with penalties, especially that last dead ball foul. The way he got thrown out the field, I was like, wow, this ain't WWE. You can't do that.
And that whistle blew for a few seconds. I mean, it's hard to know. You get so locked in when you're playing, I'm sure, but that's a situation where I'm sure on that Viking sideline they're talking about being more aware of the situation and what's going on, because that 15 yards gave the Pirates not only that yardage, but new life, it would seem, on this drive as well, as they have come out and started to execute better with this opportunity that they've been given.
And I'm sure Coach Peabody's telling their defense, play smart, don't commit fouls like that, because fouls like that is how teams get back in the game.
Indeed, the Pirates looking for some kind of momentum here in the second quarter. They have been blitzed, literally and figuratively, in this one. Trailing at 23-0. Pistol formation on 2nd and 5. Valenzuela gets the handoff, hit at the line and dragged down. Martin coming off the edge, able to wrap him up for a loss on the play. And the Vikings come out of the timeout with a big play. And now the Pirates face a 3rd and 7 after a 2-yard loss.
Let's see what they do here on this 3rd down, Jeff. There's always possibility to throw the ball, but do you want to get that first down, or do you just want to go for the end zone?
Well, they've had more success with the short throws, but the way the Vikings are tackling here tonight in that secondary.
I say this is a chance. Take another shot.
Yes, 7 yards. Not going to be easy to come up with. Savage against a 4-man rush. Pop flies the near side. In traffic, a terrific catch by Chris Reeves down to the 2.
And he had 2 Viking defenders right in front of him. He still made the catch.
Yeah, Ricky Morrison and Hagan Foreman both there, but give Reeves a lot of credit. Goes up in between the two and makes the catch. Huge play for the Pirates. They're down to the 2. Snap to Savage. Following Matt Lucio, his center. And he's inside the 1. Where it'll be 2nd and goal. And this is where Savage and that big body become even more valuable. So tough to play defense down the goal line. You got to be worried about Valenzuela in the backfield, but also Savage. They'll go with an offset I formation on 2nd and goal from the 1.
Chris Reeves is 6 feet, 190. He was able to use his size to catch that pass that got the first down.
They give to the up back and in for a touchdown. The Pirates are on the board.
That's
And
what
the
they
Pirates
needed.
Go to Pedro Gandaria, the H-back. And he gets the call and gets the 1-yard touchdown run to get the Pirates on the board with 5:19 remaining in the second quarter. I was waiting for the flag, but none came in.
That's what they needed right there. That's what they needed to get back in this game. Now the defense is going to have to step up and try to stop this offense.
Extra point. Up and good. Pirates on the board. The Viking lead down to 23-7. After the Pirates finally punch one in on the 1-yard run by Gandaria. 5:19 to go in the second quarter. And as you alluded to moments ago, Edward, this is an offense that can put up points in bunches. 4 games this season over 30 points. So this one a long way from over.
And so far, we're actually watching the roles being reversed. You know, the team that scores more than 30 points right now has 7, and then the team that hasn't been scoring 30 points or more is actually at 23 and possibly looking for more. You wonder what kind of more strategies they'll use here, if they'll continue to run that ball or try to give Caldwell a couple shots down the field to their receivers.
Yeah, this ironically comes off one of the better drives for the Vikings. But the Pirates able to answer back, and we'll see if the Vikings can maintain that momentum or if this gets the Pirates going. The kick into the end zone for a touchback. So the Vikings will start from the 25. Jonathan Watson with 113 yards on the ground. That's been the storyline here in the first half. 3 rushing touchdowns for Watson.
And I'm very impressed how Caldwell is playing well. The last couple of weeks, he hasn't really been on the field that much. As you know, he was injured in the game against San Diego Mesa. He did switch quarterback positions with Will Madonna in the last game against Golden West. And so far, he's playing very well here. 6 for 11 for 97 yards.
Yeah, he was 6 of 14 for 40 yards before being replaced by Madonna in the loss here against Golden West 2 weeks back. But he's been battling some injury and appears to be fully back at this point, though Brett Peabody said that we would likely see Will Madonna at some point tonight, but we haven't yet. They screen it out on the far side to Ridgely. Ridgely makes a little move at the 30 and appears to have the first down. Finally tracked down. Looked like Harris on the stop, but Ridgely out of the backfield with a 12-yard gain. And the Vikings go right to work. They have it at the 37, 1st and 10. They fake to Watson. QCC on the keeper, tripped up. Might have gained a yard. Fakir Stewart coming up to make the stop. They'll spot at the 39. That's a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. We're under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
It's another no huddle here.
Play clock at 17, and now the flags come in, and you could hear the hard count up here. And eventually, he's able to get some movement.
Prior to the snap, ball start, number 74.
Unfortunately,
5-yard
the
penalty,
movement
still
was
second
from his
down.
own offensive line. Well, you don't want the hard count to be that effective.
You know what they always say when the flag is thrown on the field, you know, they'll know who to call, especially when they're pointing at each other. They say, no, you did it. No, you did it. The referee says, no, you did it.
Everybody's got some kind of answer.
And this no huddle it's actually been helping the Vikings well, Jeff, because the Pirates have not been able to get their formations ready.
2nd down and 14 from the 33. Deep drop for QCC, trying to set up the screen. And that one incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down, and the Pirates had that well diagnosed. That was Ryan Downard coming up quickly from his linebacker spot. Saw that play starting to develop, and the Vikings probably better off that they didn't complete it. 3rd down and 14.
That was almost an interception, too, and that was a very dangerous pass there by the Vikings.
Tough spot for QCC. Vikings 4 of 6 on 3rd down. Hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. And the Pirate defense gonna make a stand. He was looking for Ramel Brown. And that's exactly what you're looking for if you're the Pirates. You score the touchdown, and after giving up the play to Ridgely for 12 yards on 1st down, you quickly stall the drive and you get it back for your offense. Plenty of time, 3:57 remaining in this first half. Pirates still with 2 timeouts on top of that.
And that penalty really hurt Long Beach because they had to change the way they were going to run the ball in the 2nd and 3rd down, and 2 incompletions in a row. Oh, look at that.
And more trouble on the snap. This one back into the end zone. And Jaron Lincoln tracks it down.
Let's see
And does manage to fall on it to at least limit it to a safety. The Pirates did eventually come away with the ball. They were trying to get the touchdown, but Lincoln able to get back and at least hold it to 2 points, but the plot thickens a little bit more. Now it's a 14-point game. Pirates still going to get the ball. 2nd bad snap on a long snap in a row, to my memory, going back to the missed extra point. I guess they did have a field goal in between, so there was another one in there, but now more trouble on the long snap.
But it's what you said earlier. We did see that earlier in the 1st quarter with the high snap on the PAT, and now you have a situation here where you had another high snap, but this time, luckily, you got 2 points instead of 7 points, because that would have been very worse if they would have got a touchdown. Momentum shift to the Pirates, but right now they do have a little bit of momentum going here, and I'm not sure if there's either an issue with the snap or what's going on, but that's twice now that we had high snaps for the Vikings.
Yeah, and again, fairly steady rainfall before the game. You would suspect that it's dried up some, but here at night, that field may not be completely dry, even now that it hasn't been raining since the start of the game. And you wonder about the possibility that the ball might still get a little slick down there on that field. Another low kick, trying to work it away from Valenzuela on the return, but another big return. This is Valenzuela, able to make a move at the 40. He's going to go.
That's going to cost some yards.
Jesse Valenzuela. They tried to kick it short, and it doesn't escape your attention if you watch this Pirate team for any length of time that Valenzuela is a dynamic playmaker as a running back and in the return game.
And look at this, Jeff. In just about 15 seconds, 8 points scored by the Pirates. And
This is so often a big part of the MO.
Results of the play was a touchdown. After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 3. That penalty would be assessed on the kickoff.
Okay, so unsportsmanlike call, and that may yet be significant. That will be assessed on the kickoff, so the Vikings may come away in what is now a 1-score game with significantly better field position. And we have talked about focus in this first half. And similar to that personal foul that we saw earlier in the 2nd quarter and how it gave the Pirates life. Boy, if you're on that Pirate sideline, you might have just given it right back to the Vikings with a penalty like that. Let's watch again. We'll take you back to the return by Valenzuela, and we've seen this from the outset. And I have to suspect that this is about keeping the ball away from Valenzuela, or at least limiting his opportunities. But he takes it from the 27. And watch here, gets a good set of blocks, and then one man to beat. Good luck. Trying to get Jesse Valenzuela in the open field, makes the move, and then it's to the house.
Yeah, but I don't really agree with what he did right there. After that, he just threw the ball in the air, and look, you're down 23-16, and I know you're hyped up for scoring a touchdown. You're getting your team back in it, but you gotta play smart at the same time. You just can't really do stuff like that. That's just gonna hurt you down the line, especially now that you're gonna give the Vikings possible good field position. You know, you basically, if they get a touchdown, it doesn't matter what you did because you did something like that, and now you turn around and you're giving them momentum back to Long Beach. So
yeah,
it's on both sides too. You know, Long Beach did make some penalties as well, but you just can't do that.
Well, they may come away at midfield. Let's see what happens. This is taken at the 15 by Ridgely, heading all the way to the far side, and run out of bounds. Good coverage by the Pirates. So the Vikings come away at their own 32-yard line. Here, whistles and flags are down once again. Well, if you take away the result last year in that somewhat anomalous 45-point win for the Pirates, the previous 3 meetings in the Brett Peabody era between these two teams, 3 wins for the Pirates, but by a combined 8 points. So this is a little more what we were expecting with these two teams as this game tightens up.
There's been close matchups in the past, as you mentioned, and last year it was pretty much a one-sided contest, but so far it looked like it was going to be a one-sided contest.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 10. 15-yard penalty be assessed at the end of the run. First down.
Ooh, boy.
The Vikings are going to say, no, thank you anyway. We don't want the 15 yards, and give it right back. A personal foul on the return, so rather than coming away with good field position and perhaps being in a position to switch the momentum, the Vikings give that opportunity away with the personal foul, and they'll start with relatively poor field position at their own 18-yard line. They'll come out in pistol formation with Watson in the backfield. Snap to Caldwell. They'll give to Watson, who absorbs a big hit, falls forward to the 20. Rubidoux on the stop. 2-yard run brings up a second down and 8. And now the Vikings going to go a little bit conservative here. This has been a bit of a smack in the face after they were dominating the action. All of a sudden, the Pirates are a whole new team. Put up 16 unanswered. And maybe the Vikings just trying to get to the locker room.
If you're the Pirates, you got them where you want them. But if you're the Vikings, try to hold on to this possession as long as you can. You do not want to give it back to them right now.
QCC with time, fires on the far side. Leaping catch is made. Terrific catch for Miller out past the 30 to the 32. That gives the Vikings a first down.
Good job on the catch right there. As I was saying before, Jeff, if you're the Vikings, you got to try to hold on to this for just a little while because you gave up 9 points in about 15 seconds. The other team has a momentum right now, so you got to get that momentum shift back to you.
First down carry for Watson, and the Pirates have stepped it up defending the run here in this second quarter. Jewell coming off the edge, and Watson lucky to get back to the line. It'll be 2nd and 10. Well, the Pirates have made an adjustment against this Viking running game here in the second quarter.
But it looks like that the yardage so far is being gained from the passing. So let's see if they're able to stop the pass because they're trying to control the run right now.
2nd down and 10, receivers left and right. Play clock at 13 for Campbell Caldwell. Pirates drop off and rush 4. Looking left, throwing deep, and the pass incomplete. Looking for Miller once again, and he was well covered.
And he indeed was well covered, Jeff. And I did see Ridley was a little bit open, and I don't think Campbell was able to see him there. He tried to go for the long ball, but it looks like Ridley was a little bit open right there.
Yeah, Jalen Wesley had the coverage on Miller, and now it's 3rd and 9. And the Pirates still with 2 timeouts. If they can get off the field, they do have time. Snap. 4-man rush. QCC starts to roll. Still looking, fires on the near side, and the pass incomplete. He was looking for Andre Dembidi. Dembidi back after missing a game with injury, still without a catch. That'll bring up 4th down, and the Pirates, who would have thought we'd be saying this the way it looked earlier in the second quarter, but they've got a chance here to perhaps go into the locker room all tied up. They'll have one more possession.
It looks like that 23-7 deficit was pretty much like a punch in the face for them to wake up, and so far they scored 9 unanswered, or actually 16 unanswered as you mentioned, and they're about to get the ball back here.
Well, for Pirate fans, this is all too familiar. This is something of a familiar refrain for the Pirates. Valenzuela, very risky play to try and pick that ball up, lost yardage on the return. Back to the 24, another risky play. Well, you get it all from Jesse Valenzuela, don't you? It's some risky plays back there, and then throw in the 72-yard touchdown return as well. A little bit of everything. The Pirates will take over inside their own 25-yard line. They might give him forward progress, and they will out to the 28, and that's where they'll start the drive.
And that was a little bit dangerous by Valenzuela to try to catch that ball, the punt. I would have just let it bounce a couple yards and then just go from there instead of costly mistake, costly turnover.
Well, he certainly trusts his hands when he is back there. He is willing to try and secure the ball even in traffic. They'll empty the backfield. They fake the screen. Savage on the keeper, twisting his way forward. Finally brought down at the 34. Gain of 6. Pirates want to move quickly.
Valenzuela was actually going in motion. I wonder if it was going to be a quick motion pass and then run, but it looks like it wasn't that.
Talon Cooper with the stop. Snap to Savage. Stepping up, still looking. Gonna tuck it and run. Has just enough for the first down, it would appear.
Savage the second.
Jamarlo Campbell on the stop.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Savage is a really big quarterback.
First and 10.
He's a 6'3" for 230, and he's a very hard person to tackle down.
Yeah, Campbell, an interesting story for this Viking team. Didn't even come to the Vikings until the first week of fall camp. Coming out of Arizona and moving out to California and wanting to continue his football career. And he hit up Long Beach City College, and what a find he has been. Extremely fast and physical linebacker. Brett Peabody talking about this Viking defense, says the Viking defense solid all the way through, but the linebacking core might be the strongest individual unit, not just on the defense, but on the entire team. And Campbell certainly figures into that, as well as we have a Viking player down. The Pirates have it 1st and 10 at their own 39 with exactly 1 minute remaining here in the first half.
And Coach Peabody has mentioned before in the offseason that this is his favorite linebacker core that he's had, and so far they've come out here and they've performed very well from his expectations.
Yeah, Bressler, Andre Jenkins, Jamarlo Campbell. And we have mentioned all of those names in this first half already, unsurprisingly.
But this defense is going to have to step up here, Jeff, because right now Ventura has the momentum. And with 1 minute left, they're going to try to get at least a score. And keep in mind, they did receive the ball first, so Vikings will get it the second half. But they do want to get away with a stop here if possible.
Snap to Savage. Moves away from pressure, now unloads deep, has a man. That ball is caught inside the 10. Tim Greer with the reception. The Pirates want to move quickly. Brought down at the 6. That is a 55-yard gain as Savage delivers a strike, finding Green. The Pirates on the doorstep looking for the tie. They fake it to Valenzuela. Savage hit at the 3, trying to push the pile. Meanwhile, the ball comes out. Foreman says he has it, but the play was blown dead. It's a 3-yard run for Savage. The Pirates still with 2 timeouts.
Timeout. Ventura College.
And they will now burn a timeout. That is their second charge timeout. They have it 2nd and goal from the 3.
Oh.
Well.
Jeff, man, that would have been awesome if that was a fumble. That would have pretty much closed the door on this very, very difficult 5-minute period that the Vikings have been.
Yeah, interestingly, penalties a big part of the story, but for the most part, turnovers a non-story. In fact, neither team with a turnover here in the first half.
And that's very surprising, knowing that the Vikings had 3 turnovers in their matchup last year.
Yeah, the Pirates overall have forced 10 turnovers, committed 10 turnovers, but the Pirates, the turnover is a big part of what they do. They're +5 turnover differential on the season. Haven't been able to force one here in the first half, but nonetheless, they're on the doorstep looking for the tie after trailing 23-0 at one point. Valenzuela in the backfield with Savage, 22 seconds remaining. Savage, quick throw, and a touchdown goes back to Greer. And now the Pirates are an extra point away from tying it up.
That pass is complete to Tim Greer for a touchdown.
Savage knew who he was going to. The minute he hiked it, he saw his receiver, Tim Greer, right there, threw it, touchdown, and we're just a point away from being tied here.
A transfer from wide receiver factory, Riverside City College. Tim Greer comes over to the Pirates. And what a find he has been. The extra point is good. 18 seconds remaining here in the first half. And the Pirates have gotten all the way back. We've got a brand new ball game at 23. Let's take you back to the touchdown moments ago. You see Greer quick out, and Edward, I think he made the point earlier, and Savage locks in, but it's a great job by Greer running that route, gets the break, creates a little bit of separation. That's all they need to get that ball in and get the touchdown to tie this one up. Greer, his 3rd touchdown reception of the season.
And Greer is also another tall receiver at 6'2", 175. And again, once he passed the defenders, he was able to make that catch. And look at it now, Jeff. We got a tie game. It's a reset button here. I think someone pushed the reset button up here, and now we're at a stalemate right here.
Well, it was shocking to think that between these two teams we were going to get another blowout. They certainly seemed well matched on paper. It appeared to be going that way, but now it looks like we are heading back toward what should be a tremendous matchup as we look ahead to the second half. All tied up at 23. Vikings going to bring this one out 5 yards deep, out to the 15, brought down at the 21-yard line. Ridgely with 26 yards on the return.
Oh, look out.
And now we've got some extracurriculars, and we might see an ejection here because a punch was thrown over on that Pirate sideline.
And this has been going on pretty much the whole game. We've just been seeing just back and forth, and now it looks like it's going to cost the Vikings a player because it looks like a punch was thrown, and just a lot of emotions going on, especially these past few minutes ever since Ventura got back in this game.
Trayvon Taylor over there on that Pirate sideline, and obviously some contact, and then Taylor got up and appeared to throw a punch over there on that Pirate sideline. And that's going to bring the flags, and we'll see what the call is as we're down to 13 seconds. Personal foul.
Oh, disqualification.
And indeed, Taylor done for the night. The personal foul with only 13 seconds remaining shouldn't be too significant for the Vikings, who will, in all likelihood, opt to head for the locker room with the score tied at 23, but they do lose Trayvon Taylor for the rest of the game. They'll spot it at the 11.
And honestly, Jeff, I'm not sure what they were thinking returning it out of the end zone, but whatever they were trying to do, it's pretty much out the window now with this penalty, and you lose a player as well at the same time.
Yeah, well, I think with Ridgely, you take that situation and you think, well, if this is a short return, we're going to head to the locker room anyway, but maybe you break one, and so you take a chance and maybe see if you can generate your own big play on special teams, or such is the thought process. But I think to your point, you also run the risk of maybe coughing it up and giving the Pirates one last chance to maybe even take the lead, so the play has some risk.
Not just that, you lost 5 seconds, especially by running it out instead of just kneeling for the touchback.
Keep it on the ground. Watson again finds running room out past the 20 to the 26-yard line. They will stop the clock long enough to move the chains, but that will be, in all likelihood, the final play of the first half, and it will. Once again, The video of this game is being produced by students in the radio and television program
That's the
at
end of
Long
the
Beach
first
City
half.
College. If you want to become part of our award-winning production team, call 562-938-4892 or email LBCC and search for the radio and television program. Halftime from Long Beach City College, all tied at 23. We are going to step aside and rejoin you on our stream for the start of the third quarter.
Maybe 85 has it.
Bro, they let these niggas tie it up. How long y'all be gone for? You see what happened over here? Oh, he saw it? They picked him out? You have some movies. You have some. Back on the field. Burrito smacking up there. Oh, shit. You ate me a pretzel? You don't like pretzel?
Oh, guess not. That's the locker room. We gotta go.
I want to grab my wallet and maybe get something, but we gotta. What can we get? 18. Do I want to walk all the way up there? I'll walk all the way down. If he walks up, I'll walk up. But me? Yeah. It wasn't bad. You got the hang of it. Is there food up there?
Huh?
Is there food up there?
I found a way for you to do the field.
Is there food up there?
There's pizza, but I don't know if it's for
No, it's for us. Right. Yeah. If you're up there, you're allowed to text them.
Okay, I'll have to get someone on the way back then. Type of fucking pizza. That bathroom is gross.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll grab one. Is it worth it? How much time? It's worth it. It's worth it. I was walking my ass.
Whoa, what a game.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
my grandma's grave, nigga.
Where's your field passes? Where's your field passes? And did you not get field pass? That's the ticket booth. 8 miles. 8.9. Do you guys want to come down on the field? Yes. Okay.
No, I'm gonna get by the tunnel.
No game going on right now. I'll get you guys on.
I'm just start next.
Right now, we just got our first
45.
I think we'll kind of wait to see where things land as we get closer to coming back out. Let's just monitor what happens over the next 10 minutes because we're in halftime. I mean, to me, it's like
Let's see if it passes.
let's see if we can get it to pass.
That must be the last one. That is close to us. So the storm, because that was at cell. So if the cell passes, they're all flying by.
That's what I'm saying. If
We're
how
inside.
lucky if it freaking gets through at halftime.
Yeah, so we
I
get
mean,
through it.
Yeah, because if we've been out here, we would have been inside on that one.
and nothing's been coming. It really hasn't been coming in. It's moving.
It's like the low's out that way until everything.
That's what I told.
flying out the
I
window.
told my game admin guy. I go, okay, I'm not staying the whole game. I'm gonna wait until we get through through halftime and we can see what's going on with this fucking night. Yeah. and then if it passes through and we look good, I'm out. Yeah.
See, the last one's 7 miles away, so you might be moving away from us.
Good, how are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Yeah, one of the reps doesn't have his flag. I would put it past our guys for taking his flag.
Goldstein said he would check.
Like, oh, it's just the kickers out here too. Are you guys cashless at your stock bar or is it cash?
I don't know, I might never go in there because it's not ours.
Oh, it's
the stadium has a contract because
they do all of it,
They
right?
do that, so we don't get to do it. And it's shitty too, by the way. So, oh yeah, they hold on. I have to.
Where the girls went? Excuse me. Where the girls went? Are you with them? Can I get some more chili for my crew starving? The students. We're starving students. We're starving students and we're starving. Yes, Miss Pinky. We are starving students and in school.
That's
In
be like
the
a
school.
Knox right now. That hit right there, they got to shut
my
everything
foundation.
down.
That's where they're at. Yeah, massive conductors of like metal just in the air, waiting for the lightning to grab it.
You're at the park, like, like, I've been at Disney when it's pissed rain with no lightning and all that stuff. But the last time that we left, we're like, fuck. So it comes out, which team's showing up for the third quarter? Is the first quarter team or the second quarter team? For both sides. The bad snap, the line drive kickoff to our kick return was the worst feature. Like, take this out.
Oh, that's
Just kick it out down.
that was 9 points in 9 seconds.
Yeah. Like, we're playing Genesis for Collins. That's good song selection right there. That's how it's feel.
That's a good pull.
Yeah. Pay the man his money for this out. All the good. Ah,
That's a good pull.
I remember seeing that college.
I gotta text him.
Like, that is a veteran move. Never a dull moment, huh? A lot of fun.
Oh, you're good.
Like, I didn't have to run today. Yeah, for me. I got this one. That was that one, but that one might not have been red. That was the one. That was within the last 30. Well, I think the last one. Yeah, that's 2. 1.8. Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing yet another lightning delay. 30-minute lightning delay.
Me, man. I don't get paid enough for this.
Oh no, we're not getting paid at all.
I get class credit.
Yeah, I'm hiding underneath here today. Right? Hey, you stay
I was supposed to be playing. Huh? I was supposed to be playing. I mean, I'm just waiting for them to tell me when. Okay.
The last one was where?
Appreciate it.
It took me a while because I was like, damn, I can't.
Oh, okay. Why y'all going back in?
That's me, I know. I'm just waiting for them to tell me because of my injury. I gotta wear this like the rest of the season. They're gonna get it taped, and then after get it taped, I have to put this on. It's like a 3-week break.
He ran post. You should have had that shit. You should have been blocking him. You should have hit him. You should have did something. You should have prevented, even if you had to get a 15-yard penalty.
That's right.
You tell him. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You should have did something.
Just tell me I look like Jennifer Castillo. Oh boy.
Maybe Bakersfield game, but that's the last. No, it's like 2 weeks from now. It's the last one. By then, I mean, let's see what happens. So yeah, they said I was gonna be funny like 30, but then they didn't let me this week. And then they scored, so it doesn't matter.
I got some behind that. Yeah, that's what we had some of it. And then we had delayed. But y'all didn't eat none of that left one, did you?
In like
The one in the cart?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
That in the
Yeah.
cart. Oh, I've got another box with 2 slices in there.
Okay.
Behind the.
I don't know.
I don't know why they do that, but it makes no sense. Maybe. Not really. I can barely even hear cheerleaders. Yeah, but they left because of the thunder. Yeah. I'm trying.
Less than 2.
I mean, if you go on my Instagram on the highlights, I kicked the one from the all in the 10. I kicked it always out of 10.
Yeah, like go to your cars.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, it's just an announcement.
oh, damn.
I'll give you props. I'll say.
Hey, I'm gonna get you right now.
That's into the wind, by the way. Yeah, that's into the wind. So if it was going against the wind, I mean, if I was going
He
like
didn't want to be iced.
that would be like an extra 5 to 10 yards.
Yeah, I think he was going to get. I thought I overheard it.
I was getting scouted by Maryland State. They're like East Coast. It's a D1. They're like very big time. But I was out for like 4 to 5 weeks. I tripped and landed wrong in the game, like the first game of the season. And then it was a very bad sprain. It got like my plant, but so I can't kick field goals or kickoffs because it hurts a lot sometimes. That's why right now I'm reserved as a main punter guy. But I can still kick off, but it's just kind of hard. Field goals too. Oh no, that was the other guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was supposed to be him short field and then me long distance, but I don't know.
You got a really solid hang time, so that gives everyone an opportunity to get to the ball.
I'm pretty sure I was a 5-0. I'm pretty sure I was a 5-0. That's really good. Like 5 seconds. Anything over 4.6 is really good.
Oh really?
But I hit like 5-0s and stuff.
That was good, dude. That was good, especially with like
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, I train a lot like that, but I'm just waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that's too great. I was gonna tell one of your teammates to say that I was here, but I was like, I saw you coming up. It was like the perfect timing.
Yeah, I was gonna go over there, but I was like, nah, it's too far. So I just can't wait.
Oh, okay. You guys have a locker room?
Yeah, we just go in and it's there.
Hey, what happened with the players? Like, they took them up.
You did?
I think so. I just remember the one that.
Oh, over here on the kickoff?
Yeah, because I saw like you were
I think, yeah.
I guess maybe they probably pushed.
I kind of didn't see it. Oh, you got, yeah, because I think, I'm pretty sure we got, like, you got a fight.
Yeah, because the ball was dead. And he was still on the ground. So that's so I think he probably got pushed after the whistle.
For sure. Yeah, I couldn't really see because they were all covering him. We're 3-2. This is our it's pretty decent, and this is our first conference game. So we have to win to set the tone because they're like the second big dog. Yeah, they're like really good. If we win them, then we have a really good shot at playoffs. They're losing 23 to 0. It makes no sense how they got back. It was just pretty much what happened on special teams.
Special teams kind of said,
Yeah. The bad snap. Oh, he was screaming at us. What? Damn, I was just there. I'm waiting. Things happen for reasons. He's fine. He's fine. He was just acting. Pretty sure.
I'll let you go if you gotta get going.
For sure.
Yeah, but good luck, man. Best wishes.
You mean there's a lot of thunder? I wouldn't blame them if they cancel it. If they do, then.
And just a reminder, we are in the middle of a 30-minute lightning delay. Fans are invited to take shelter in the tunnels if they feel that is necessary. Once more, you may take shelter in the tunnels if you feel it is necessary.
You said what? I don't really know because I only come here to college, but I live in Carson. You already know where I live. It's nice. The area here is really nice. I do a lot of business
up
here.
on his music too.
Like with shoes.
They're coming back. I'm like, I
Well, no, I meant the area. The area, not the college. I know nobody here.
pro move right there. I was like, you're really earning points. Nice pull. That was a good pull.
Yeah, I think it's all. Hold up. Let me check the live stream. Did you hear faces there the whole time? Let me check. This seems funny. LBCC. Probably, unless they're not even watching it. Live stream. It's not clicking. It's not clicking. Darn it. Yeah, it's not working. I'm gonna go use a bathroom.
Because even if we had to reset a little bit of time, just like a couple of minutes, we actually have to really warm up again. So that'll give us some buffer too.
Yeah.
welcome you back to Long Beach City College for Viking football. Getting ready to start the third quarter, and we thank you for staying with us through another lightning delay. We're getting ready to get things going to start this second half. All tied at 23. Jeff Stoynoff, Edward Rantasso, back with you from Veterans Stadium. And Edward, 30 minutes resolved nothing, but we were talking a little bit over halftime, and the storyline here, in addition to all the big plays in this first half, has to be penalties. They have played a significant role in this first half for both teams.
Yeah, and you know, we're talking about penalties. It was a big factor in this game. Vikings jumped up to a 23-0 lead, but then just penalties, careless mistakes just got the Pirates back in it. And then you look at penalties, you know, the Vikings had 9 penalties for 92 yards. The Pirates had 8 penalties for 71 yards. And I do want to go back to a little bit earlier in the second quarter. When the Pirates were marching down the field to get that first score, there was a timeout called by the Pirates, but Vikings defender, don't know if they didn't hear the whistle or not, but tackled a Pirate out of bounds, and they drew a flag for personal foul, and that was a third down. Had, you know, that did not happen, you know, the tie would have still stayed the same, but penalties just took over everything. We also had an ejection before the half, and right now, instead of 23-7, Ventura's got the momentum, 23 unanswered.
Yeah, it's hard to overstate the importance of that particular penalty because, again, it was a 23-0 score at that point, and I don't remember if we were saying that. I believe you said it was a third down. At the very least, it was either going to bring up fourth down or a third and very long, and the Vikings were firmly in control, but that completely changed that drive. And then give the Pirates a lot of credit. They took advantage of that opportunity, punched it in for the score, and then the momentum really took off. And as you said, 23 unanswered points, and we're back to a brand new ball game. And now it's the Vikings who will get the ball first after deferring, after winning the toss. There is Brett Peabody in his 10th year, the head coach at Long Beach City College, and it's already been a roller coaster for Brett Peabody on that sideline. It was all Vikings early, and now he's got to find a way to rally his troops and get them going again. They are back in a dogfight here in a tie game.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. And, you know, we look at the Vikings, there's just two sides of the team. We saw the team that came out very energetic, very executing on offense, keeping that Pirate offense off the field, which was one of the main things we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. They were able to do that. They were able to put up points, get stops, get the ball, run the football. But now, as we mentioned before, just penalties and just mental mistakes. And you're looking at a chess match right now. It's just whoever makes the first move here is going to win. And then, you know, the Vikings are going to get the ball in the second half. You know, I'm pretty sure Coach Peabody at the half must have talked about playing smart and playing, you know, with your head. You just cannot make those penalties because it's one thing to overcome, you know, penalties when you're trailing, but when you're leading that big and your foot's on that gas pedal, and, you know, we talked about it at the halftime. We look in this, we review the stats. We saw, you know, how the Vikings offense up there, they should technically still be winning this game. But as we said a couple of minutes ago, penalties is what got the Pirates back in it, and now we have a tie game.
Yeah, Jonathan Watson, 13 carries for 130 yards in the first half, but 91 of those coming on the one big run back in the first quarter. So I think the other part of this is what will be the X's and O's adjustments made by both coaches, because right now the Vikings, the offense has stalled somewhat. They've had some trouble moving the ball on the last couple of drives of that first half. What adjustments do they look to make?
Well, as I look at Long Beach City College right now, as they're getting ready to come onto the field, I can see one thing here. Since they took that 23-0 lead, since that personal foul happened in the first half, there's been Pirates been scoring touchdowns. You had a safety, and then you had a kickoff return for a touchdown. You gave up another possession touchdown after, again, penalties. As for the Vikings, the only thing you can do at this point right now to keep that momentum, stay on the field. Keep your offense on that field a long time. You do not want to get a 3-and-out right now and give the ball back to Ventura, because right now they have the momentum, Jeff. And if you're Ventura, you just got to keep pushing, hitting that gas pedal. But I'm going to tell you right now, whoever has this possession first, whoever scores, will set the tone for the rest of this game.
One thing to keep in mind, the Vikings already, I should say the Pirates, already with a few defensive touchdowns. I can think of at least 3 so far this season. They are extremely adept at forcing turnovers and making big plays. That makes the situation a little more precarious if you're the Vikings to walk that line between trying to stay aggressive and regain some of that momentum, but not perhaps making the mistake that allows the Pirates to generate another big play and continue the momentum.
But if you're the Vikings, also another thing, you got to realize that the Pirates are known to be in shootouts. In the last game they played against Saddleback, they won 42-37. That was a shootout. So the Pirates are very used to scoring points and keeping it competitive. The Vikings just have to keep that ball, run the ball, get first downs, drain the clock, and then keep that offense off the field. Because if you keep that offense on the field, there's no way they can get that rhythm going. Right now they have the rhythm with all the penalties and the mistakes, but right now they have the ball's in their court, and I'm going to say right now, the first 5 minutes of this game will determine how they could do for the rest of this game. If they can get some sort of touchdown or points, you can set the tone with your defense, give them that confidence that they could stop this Pirates offense.
127 yards rushing as a team. Again, most of that coming from Jonathan Watson. Teed up and ready to go to start this third quarter. And again, after deferring on the opening toss, the Vikings will have it first. They'll work it from left to right here in the third quarter.
Please turn the music off. Check, check.
Here's the approach. End over end kick taken by Ridgely, and he will down it. So the Vikings will start from the 25 after the touchback.
You're looking at the Vikings offense, QCC, he's done very well in his first half, 7 of 16 for 110 yards. And as you mentioned, Jonathan Watson, the big MVP of the first half, 13 rushes for 130, and he scored all 3 of the Vikings touchdowns here in the first half. But we did see the Pirates stop the Vikings run game, so let's see if they shuffle up a bit and see if they'll go with the passing here.
They put Ridgely in motion, and they give it to Ridgely on the sweep. He's got running room on the far side, has the first down and more. Out past the 40 to the 43-yard line. That's an 18-yard run for Trenell Ridgely, and an immediate first down for the Vikings.
And that's exactly what has to happen right there, Jeff. They got a first down on that first play. Get your offense some confidence. Keep them on that field, and then just keep it going downfield to get a score.
They love to get the ball to Ridgely in space using screens and sweeps like you just saw. And you see the explosiveness of Trenell Ridgely on the 18-yard gain. Another quick screen pass on that far side, getting it to Miller. Miller forced out of bounds at the 47, a gain of 4. Jewell all the way out from his defensive end spot to force him out of bounds. Second down and 6.
Looks like the Vikings are doing what they did at the start of this game with the momentum, gaining a yardage on first down. And let's see if they still keep that no huddle or try to just burn some clock and stay on the field for a little longer.
Watson to the right of Campbell Caldwell, who has the snap. Looking on the left side, pop flies on that far sideline, and the catch is made. Terrific job by Miller to bring it down for a first down. What a catch. He's working against Fakir Stewart, who had pretty good coverage, but this is a good pass from QCC.
And Miller
he drops it in.
Miller's been QCC's favorite receiver. Just before that, so far he's had 3 catches, 42 yards. He's actually averaging 14 yards of reception yards after catch.
Yeah, it's interesting. The leading receivers, Ramel Brown and Trenell Ridgely, are both slot receivers. Miller is on the outside typically. On the ground, off tackle on the left side, down to the 23-yard line. It was QCC on the keeper.
And also, Jeff, as I look at QCC, you wonder how is he doing so far, because in the first half he took a big hit, and it looks like, you wonder about his back issue, and so far he looks like he's okay out there.
Second down and 6. He's gone the route. We haven't seen Will Madonna at all tonight. Straight drop. Again, looking left in the direction of Miller, and incomplete. Miller over there again, working on another fly pattern into the end zone, as Cy Vincent had the coverage that time, and again Miller blanketed. Brings up a 3rd down and 6. They really like to run Miller, take advantage of that speed. Another straight go route. But the Pirates up to the challenge and had him well covered. 3rd down and 6.
Big play here for Pirates defense.
Ridgely in motion. Here's the snap. QCC rolling away from pressure. Dumps it out to Watson. Watson able to slip a tackle. Wesley can't wrap him up, and Watson appeared to get enough for the 1st down. The broken tackle makes the difference. The Vikings get a fresh set of downs. They'll have it at the Pirate 14-yard line. This is exactly what you're looking for if you're Brett Peabody on that Viking sideline. They've come out to start this 3rd quarter with a solid drive.
Good job by Watson, knowing that his quarterback was in trouble. He was able to make the play and move the chains and keep the offense out there.
Read option, well executed by QCC, down inside the 5. Finally tripped up at the 4 by Joe Hernandez, but not before he runs for 10 yards and another 1st down.
And that's what makes QCC a dangerous quarterback. When you give him that opportunity to run to option and then run and then able to pass the ball to his receivers, that's one quarterback that's really tough to stop, especially with momentum.
1st and goal from the 4. Watson already has 3 touchdowns, gets the carry here, off tackle on the left side. Running behind Jacob Belton and brought down after a modest gain. They'll spot it at the 3. That's a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal. Well, this is exactly the opposite if you're the Pirates. You got all the momentum in the world. You come out, and now your defense is having all kinds of trouble stopping this Viking offense, and you give away a measure of momentum in the process. Meanwhile, Drew Carter down on the turf. Sophomore linebacker out of Camarillo. And they will tend to him on a 2nd and goal, 11:39 to go. This drive started at the Viking 25-yard line, and it has been a methodical drive for the Vikings that's taken them all the way to the Pirate 3-yard line, where it's 2nd and goal.
You wonder if that delay during the half maybe took a toll on the players as far as warming up. Maybe there could be possible muscle issues or anything like that.
And Carter is up, walking on his own, but gingerly, as he heads to the sidelines under his own power. 2nd down and goal for the Vikings. And yeah, if you're the Pirates, the last thing you wanted to see was halftime. The way it was going in that 2nd quarter did give the Vikings a chance to get back in the locker room and perhaps regroup, and it stalls your momentum a little bit. But they were on a roll in that 2nd quarter.
Looks like the roles may have been reversed for the time being.
2nd and goal from the 3. Snap to QCC. Read option again. This time the Pirates read it well. Sirocco able to wrap up QCC after a gain of a yard. That'll make it 3rd and goal from the 2.
I'm actually looking at this play right now, Jeff, and I would say, give it to Watson, get his 4th touchdown. And I thought that last play, he had the ball. He kind of had me fooled up here. But
yeah, the read option's always tough. Imagine how tough it is down there for the defenders. We're having a hard time up here.
If you're the Vikings, number 3 is your best bet right now to get into the end zone.
Bunch formation on a 3rd and goal from the 2. Snap to QCC, going to look to throw. The blitz comes. Able to evade and then throw into the end zone. A sliding attempt. Is it picked off? Hodgson says he's got it. Let's see what the call is. This would be a massive turnover. Deny the Vikings any points on this lengthy drive.
It looked like he may have had it right there, Jeff.
Offsides on the defense. Number 15 lined up in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. Replay 3rd down.
That's a big break right there.
That is huge. Another big penalty on 3rd down and another chance for the Vikings. Guess we'll never know for sure if Hodgson had it or not. But instead of, at the very least, it being 4th down, and you got to think about a field goal for the Vikings, now they get another crack. They do not get the 1st down, but they get another crack now from the 1. They'll go with a jumbo formation, I formation backfield, and now flags before the snap.
Watson was actually open on that last play. He was at the corner of the end zone, but QCC wasn't able to see because he had the defender chasing him. But if he would have saw number 3 right there, that would have been his 4th touchdown of the game for Watson.
10:29 remaining in the third quarter. Happy you've joined us for Long Beach City College football.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5 yard or half the distance to the goal. Still third down.
That hurts again too.
Well, the half-yard penalty comes up for the Pirates, but now it's down to the 1 foot line. QCC a little bit undersized. You don't quite have the same option for the sneak here. Of course, you can still run it. Not as automatic as when you have a little bit bigger frame at that quarterback position. Nonetheless, under center. They give to Watson. Watson in for the touchdown. Touchdown number 4 in the game for Jonathan Watson. He came in with no touchdowns on the season. Well, he's getting it going. He's making up for lost time. 4 touchdowns, that from a foot out.
And I kept thinking,
the Vikings take the lead. Sorry about that, Edward.
And I kept thinking, Jeff, your best weapon was right behind you, and he turned to him, and he got his 4th touchdown, and just like that, the Vikings take a 29-23 lead here.
Well, that was Watson's only yard rushing on the drive. But it was arguably the most important yard, the final one. 4 touchdowns for Jonathan Watson. Terrific answer for the Vikings, who go 75 yards in 4 minutes and 35 seconds and grab the 30-23 lead. See if we can adjust the scoreboard right now. They got the Pirates on top, and we'll do the replay. And good push in the middle of that line, working behind sophomore Matt Barcott.
When you have a running back, when you have an offensive line that can push defenders back, especially when you have a yard-to-go situation, the running back is always going to love you for that. And you know one thing too, Jeff, remember we were talking about earlier in the first half that there might be a quarterback change for the Pirates. What do you think? You think that's a possibility?
Well, I think Savage made the statement that he should be in there to stay, the way the Pirates came back in that second quarter. Meanwhile, taken by Miles, who finds a running lane. Terrific return on the pooch kickoff, and the Pirates will have a short field. And they'll start from the Viking 42-yard line. Tremendous return by James Miles, who doesn't do a whole lot of returning for this team on a regular basis, but does have that running back vision, finds the hole, and takes it to the 42-yard line. And indeed, we'll see Ezekiel Savage. It's hard to believe midway through that first half, if we hadn't seen a quarterback change, that now we're going to see a quarterback change when Savage appears to be rounding into form as this one goes on, but the Pirates are down 7. Savage on the keeper, running on the right side down to the 36. A 6-yard run brings up a 2nd down and 4.
And you wonder, like, if they made that change, especially right now, you're back in it. I would have been like, hey, what do you mean you're going to take me out? I got to back in here. Come on.
Well, Savage now up to 44 yards on the ground. And he is difficult to contain in the running game himself. 4-man rush. Savage feeling the pressure. Gonna have to take the sack back outside the 40. Does manage to push the pile.
Still on his
They haven't
feet.
blown the whistle yet, so Savage gets some of the yardage back. It'll go down as a sack as Bressler gets in there along with Elijah Bradley to finally wrap him up. But you see the strength of Ezekiel Savage, getting back to the 40-yard line and negating some of that lost yardage. In fact, they'll spot it at the 39.
Did you see how hard it was to take him down, Jeff? That was very tough.
He's got a Ben Roethlisberger feel to him.
He says, no, I am not going to go down. You're going to have to do it the hard way.
I think, yeah, he takes about 3 hits there.
Take about 5 hits, or even the whole team will have to take him down.
For the Pirates, it is 3rd down and 7 from the 39. Savage rolling to his right, finds a man open. It's Valenzuela who's got the first down, makes a move at the 30, and tripped up inside the 25. That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle at the 23-yard line. Brought down by Charles O'Neal.
Haven't we had called his number before? Wasn't he the one that, if you want to tell me if I'm right or wrong, is that he had that big return in the first half?
Jesse Valenzuela.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, no question about it. He's also the leading rusher for the Pirates on the season. At 7.6 yards a carry, comes in with 343 yards rushing. Savage rolling away from pressure, still looking, takes a big hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. A flag down in the secondary. Let's see what the call is.
I think that might be for the hit on the quarterback there, Jeff.
Yeah, it looked like Jamarlo Campbell coming up lowers the boom on Savage, and you got to deliver a pretty big hit if you're going to knock Zeke Savage off his feet. And that is exactly what happened. Interesting that the flag came down way back at about the 10-yard line, so I don't know if this is going to be on the hit or something in the secondary.
There may have been maybe incidental contact past the 5 yards from what it looks like, but
yeah,
that was a tough hot hit.
It looked to me that the Pirate receivers were immediately pointing. They saw something, maybe a failure to get the head turned around, although I don't think that ball
There
was
are 2 penalties on the play, one on each side.
Oh.
Defensive pass interference, number 1. Personal foul, offense, number 2. Those penalties will offset when we replay second down.
So they'll replay second down. Thaddeus Dixon with the personal foul. And then Kevin Tate with the personal
Correction,
foul.
we'll replay first down.
And Thaddeus Dixon with the interference penalty.
Oh, that's
but
what
they offset, and we'll replay first down.
Oh, that's what you're watching Valenzuela disagree with that referee call. He was like, what about the hit on my quarterback?
Well, it was a big hit on Ezekiel Savage. Screen to Reeves. Looking for a block. He's at the 20 and twists his way down to the 19. A gain of 4 yards brings up a second down and 6.
It's amazing how the Pirates offense got to the red zone very quick, and now they got a shot here to tie the game up, but Vikings is going to have to keep putting out pressure and stopping that run and then try to maintain the receivers, who's actually been burning them so far lately.
Third catch for Chris Reeves on the night. 4-man rush. Savage throws off the back foot, lobbing for the near side. Greer was well covered by Dixon. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 from the 19-yard line for the Pirates. Thinking about the field goal. They have struggled somewhat in the kicking game. Rafael Vargas, 3 of 5 on field goal attempts with a long of 34. LJ Harm has also hit a couple of field goals on the season as well, as they share the kicking duties. This would be from about 36 yards out, so within range. But the Pirates trailing by 7. Thinking about 6. Savage setting up the screen, finds Valenzuela, who can't get away. It's going to be a loss on the play. Jenkins there quickly. What a great read. A loss of a yard. We'll take it back to the 20. It'll bring up 4th down.
What a good job there by the defense, reading that play right there, just stopping it right there.
And a decision for interim head coach Terry Morris on that Pirate sideline. Steve Mushagian, for the time being, not working with the team. And so Terry Morris has come in to take over. And he is going to go with the field goal attempt. The placement down, line drive kick, no good. It looked like LJ Harm out to attempt that field goal, and it never had a chance. A little trouble. No, that was Rafael Vargas, excuse me. So Vargas on that attempt, and a little trouble on the snap and hold, and that ball never had a chance. Came out low line drive. Short and left, and the Vikings maintain the 7-point lead with 7:02 remaining in the 3rd quarter. They'll go back on offense.
Hasn't been the first time we've seen that tonight with the high snap issues.
I think we've seen a little bit of it.
Wonder if the field conditions are still bad down there.
Well, we haven't seen much rain since the start of the game, but it did rain pretty steadily all throughout the pregame. Good hole for Watson out to the 26-yard line.
Jonathan Watson with the carry.
Jet Aldridge with the stop for the Pirates. It's a 5-yard gain. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. fast-moving third quarter. We're under 7 minutes to go. I wonder if both teams got the memo that with a couple of lightning delays and a long trip for the Pirates back up to Ventura, if the second half needs to move quickly. Watson able to break a couple of tackles. He's into the secondary, forced out of bounds by Tuiimi at the 39-yard line. Jonathan Watson going back to work. The Vikings move the chains. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
No huddle situation.
Quick snap, QCC. Fakes, throws into the flat. Late flag comes in. I had to say something. The pass incomplete. For the moment, it's 2nd and 10. Not sure where.
Holding. Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
Not sure where Caldwell was looking to go with that pass. Looked to be in between a couple of receivers. Either way, it falls harmlessly. The holding call on Belton will back it up.
Again,
to the 29, where it'll be 1st and 20.
And again, we're seeing the no huddle in situation in effect again, Jeff. And we've seen it before. When a no huddle is working, defenses have trouble because they have to redirect their routes.
On the roll, pass complete to Ridgely. Forced out of bounds by Tuiimi. At the 33-yard line. Let me correct that quickly. That was Dejon Howe, who forced Ridgely out of bounds after a 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 16 for the Vikings.
They're going to go with that no huddle again still, Jeff. And so they got 3 receivers on the left side and 1 to right.
Collins in the backfield, replacing Watson. QCC straight drop. Jewell brings the pressure, but QCC gets away, completes the pass out to the 42-yard line. Wesley brings down Miller. That's a gain of 8, brings up a 3rd down and 8. Vikings 6 of 11 on 3rd down tonight. This is a massive 3rd and 8, particularly for the Pirates, who would like to get off the field and keep this a 1-score game. UCC has the snap, good protection, guns over the middle, and completes 1st down and more into Pirate territory. Hodgson trips up Miller. Might have saved a touchdown with that tackle, but it's another chunk gain for Miller on his 6th catch of the game. He gets to the 24-yard line.
I'm not sure if Miller was happy or fired up or upset that he could have got a touchdown right there.
Well, he knows he had maybe one man to beat, and he's celebrating a touchdown right now. But Hodgson able to save it. Did the ball come out late? The Pirates are saying they have it on the carry by Collins, and they do. Collins coughs it up. Hodgson comes away with it. That's a big, big turnover with the Vikings having all kinds of momentum. And instead, the Pirate defense able to strip it out and get the ball back. Remember that moment if this one doesn't go the Vikings' way.
And we talked about last year's meeting where the Vikings had 3 turnovers. That's their 2nd turnover tonight.
Yeah, Sirocco down on the field for the Pirates.
One more thing, Jeff, that nothing kills a coach more than a running back fumbling the football.
Yeah, Collins just getting back into the lineup this week after battling some injuries. Had a little bit of a lane, and Sirocco, who is so often all over the field, I believe it was Adrian Sirocco that got in there to strip that ball out. Hodgson made the recovery. And the Pirates almost forced the turnover on the previous drive, couldn't do it, but this time they do. And with 4:40 to go in the 3rd quarter, that is a big, big play. 1st turnover of the game for either team.
Well, they had a turnover in the last possession, but it was negated due to a penalty. But this time they were able to get that turnover, and now momentum back to the Pirates offense. They got the ball here.
That's a killer if you're the Vikings. On the move, leading by 7, looking to add to it. Savage from under center, play action, has protection, looking deep, but the pass incomplete. Looking for Tate, and Dixon had great coverage, and a 2nd down and 10. Well, the Pirates have not been shy about taking shots downfield. They did get one to Greer, certainly, to set up a touchdown in the 1st half, but generally speaking, the Viking secondary has done a good job covering on the deep ball.
And Tate did a good job beating his defender, but that ball was just overthrown by about just a couple of yards.
2nd down and 10 for the Pirates. Valenzuela in the backfield.
And we know Savage with his size, he does have an arm as well, Jeff.
Looking for the quick throw. Not on the same page with Chris Reeves. And now quickly it's 3rd and 10. You know, you like the shot downfield, sure, but that was a pretty lengthy drive for the Vikings after a lengthy drive on their opening drive. And you wonder if maybe you'd like to get your defense a little bit of a blow. Instead, you're in a 3rd and long here, another incompletion here, and it's going to be a short stint on the bench, and that Pirate defense is going to have to go right back out there.
Yeah, you're down 7, but I don't mind taking shots down the field, but only when it's like when your offense is out there for a while.
What a great read by Savage, finding Greer against the blitz. Greer breaking a couple of tackles. He's all the way into Viking territory. Down inside the 35, finally brought down at the 29-yard line. Another huge play from Tim Greer. But this all starts with a great read by Savage against the blitz, going to the hot read and finding Tim Greer.
He saw the defense coming, Jeff, and he saw his receiver right there, and Greer with a great catch and waited to go down the field and hold on to that ball, and they're ready for another one.
Another 55-yard reception for Tim Greer. Valenzuela sweeping to the near side. Going to be taken down for a loss on the play. Enzo Teyu on that play quickly.
So far,
that's going to go all the way back to the 34. It's a loss of 5.
So far, it's been even here. You know, we've seen the Vikings run with their running attack, and then the Pirates have their passing attack, and so far, it's a chess match here.
2nd down and 14 miles into the game in the backfield. Pirates come out in bunch formation. Another blitz coming. Savage looking to run. Hit at the 30, but drags tacklers to the 27. Martin gets credit for the stop. That's a run of 7 yards. It brings up a 3rd down and 8. And I think for the Pirates in this situation, at this part of the field, this could very easily be 4-down territory.
And, you know, we talked about emotions being very high so far. And I'm watching the Vikings, and Kendall number 3 right there is actually had a little verbal exchange with one of the players on the Pirates side. You may want to watch because the referees are actually watching this closely now.
Low snap, Savage with some trouble. Now he's just got to eat it back at the 32. Well, it starts with trouble on the snap. Teyu, Martin quickly into the backfield. That's a loss of 4 yards back to the 31. That makes it 4th down and 12 for the Pirates. And
like
what do you do here? You're kind of in between. 48-yard field goal doesn't seem likely. The offense going to stay on the field. They're going to take a shot here on 4th and 12.
Got an injured Viking on the field.
We do have a Viking player down. The Pirates on the season are 6 of 12 on 4th down. But this is a tough one at 4th and 12. Meanwhile, they will tend to the Viking player down on the field with 2:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, it's tough to think that's Andre Jenkins. And they're looking at that left foot area, and he is up and quickly off the field, so very good indication.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier, that there was a weather delay during halftime, so you wonder again if maybe that delay may have hurt their players as far as, you know, having cramps right now with just 2 minutes left in the 3rd.
Yeah, the delay before the game. We didn't start till about 6:30. Another lightning delay at halftime.
When you have delays like that, it does affect players as well. You know, have to overstretch and just try to stay warmed up. And again, that delay may have caused a couple cramps. And we've seen players with cramps so far in this drive.
Yeah, no question about it. 3 wide receivers to the right. Vikings coming on the blitz. Savage under pressure. Wards off a tackler as he heaves it on the far side. And it's going to be intercepted. And all things considered, that is not the worst break in the world if you're a Pirate fan, as the Vikings will take over at their own 4-yard line after the interception by Trey Edwards. A reminder, that was 4th and 12 from the 31, so the interception, you're going to lose possession even if that ball's incomplete. Instead, you pick up the 27 yards down to the 4. It's hard to tell a player like Trey Edwards not to catch the ball. But the Vikings, obviously, in that situation, might have been a little better off if that ball had just merely been incomplete. Instead, they'll start from the shadow of their own goalpost at the 4-yard line. So, again, if you're the Pirates, you'd love to pick up the 4th down, but if you're not going to, that might be the next best result.
Call that a punt if you want to put it in the stats.
That's exactly right. First interception tonight for Zeke Savage. The run on the right side out to the 11-yard line. Watson back in the backfield. Runs for 7 yards. That'll get the Vikings some breathing room and leave a 2nd down and 3. 1:30 and counting remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Vikings on the strength of another Jonathan Watson touchdown run have the 7-point lead. Pistol formation on 2nd and short. Quick screen to the far side. First down for the Vikings out to the 17-yard line. As they find Ridgely and let him pick up some yardage after the catch, as he is wont to do. Ridgely came in with 27 receptions to lead the team. That's his 3rd catch tonight for just 17 yards. Pirates have done a pretty good job containing Turnell Ridgely. Play action, QCC. Fires on the far side and the pass incomplete.
That was a perfect route right there. Looks like it was by
Ramel Brown.
By Brown, but it looks like he may have thrown it too soon.
Yeah, Dejon Howell had the coverage. That'll leave a 2nd down and 10, under a minute to go in the 3rd.
It looks like the Pirates defense also is changing their lineup a little bit. It looks like they're sending more defenders, focusing more on the pass instead of putting more pressure on the quarterback.
The give to Watson, more running room up the middle. Watson dragging a tackler out to the 29-yard line. Sirocco, who has returned, finally brings him down, but more good hard running from Jonathan Watson, who continues to pile up the yardage. Meanwhile, we do have another Viking player down. Nonetheless, on a 2nd and long, the Vikings, with a big conversion, continue the drive. And they will tend to one of the Viking offensive linemen. And we can remind you that the video of this game is being produced by students in the radio and television program at Long Beach City College. If you want to become part of our award-winning production team, call 562-938-4892 or email LBCC and search for the radio and television program. Well, it's slowed somewhat, but it continues to be a fascinating matchup here. With ebbs and flows, the Vikings have the 7-point lead, but I think you have to like your position. If you're Long Beach, they seem to be able to move the football consistently.
Jonathan Watson has been their biggest weapon so far tonight, over 100 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. If I was the Vikings offense, just keep giving them that ball and keep draining that clock.
Yeah, perhaps a good thing that he missed a couple of weeks. He's comes in just that little bit fresher. This is far and away a season high in terms of rushing yards, but it's also a season high in carries, and you got to believe to salt this one away, they're going to need more work out of Jonathan Watson in the 4th quarter.
And this Vikings team is very, very different from what they were out here a couple of weeks ago. They're very fired up, and they're playing with high confidence right now.
And we see the cart coming onto the field, and so they will continue to tend to the injury for the Vikings. Don't have a number on the player involved just yet, other than clearly an offensive lineman. And we'll try to at least get you the number and the name. I do see that sitting up and getting to his feet. Yeah, and that is Fidi Mo, the right guard. And they will help Mo onto the cart. 1st and 10 for the Vikings from the 29. after the 11-yard run by Jonathan Watson. Mo, along with Barcott and Belton, lead this offensive line, all expected to have options to sign at the D1 level. Barcott returning after missing last year for the Vikings. So you hate to see that for Feedy Mo, and hope to see him recover quickly and get back out there as soon as possible.
It's very true. He's worked hard just to get back out here, and hopefully we hope that it's nothing serious and he can get back out there as well and do what he loves to do out there on the field.
1st and 10 from the 29. They'll wind the clock down to 37 seconds and counting. Winding down the third quarter with the Vikings on top 30-23. Snap to QCC. Watson bounces it to the outside, breaks a tackle. He's got another first down. Finally run out of bounds. Out past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Well, 21 carries, but Watson still got a spring in his step. As that play inside, but Watson bounces it outside, finds some running room and another first down.
And the Vikings are doing what they're supposed to do, is continue to run that football. You can tell right now that Pirate defense is starting to wear down. It'll be sooner or later that Watson's going to break a big one again.
Up to 181 yards.
That's the end of the third quarter.
In the game, we are through 3, heading to the fourth quarter with the Vikings on top of Ventura, 30-23. Start of the fourth quarter. Long Beach City College football on the Viking Sports channel on YouTube. Happy you've joined us for part of your Saturday night. An entertaining ball game here in the National Conference North Division. Watson threw another good hole on the right side. Hodgson wraps him up at the 49. 7-yard run for Jonathan Watson. And Edward, more and more coming around to your way of thinking. Why go away from Jonathan Watson at this point? It's a great performance, but also that offensive line is really starting to push that front four of the Pirates around.
Yeah, especially I have 3 words for this strategy, Jeff. Melting the clock. And you can see the clock is, clock stopped right now, but the clock is running a little bit, and the Vikings are just running the ball. And again, as we mentioned before the end of the third, this Pirates defense is really starting to wear out, and it won't be long now until they break a big one and try to put this game away here in the fourth quarter.
C.J. Hodgson up on his feet and will hobble off under his own power. A 2nd down and 3 for the Vikings. They have it at their own 49-yard line. They'll wind the clock. Watson creeps ever closer to 200 yards on the ground. He's at 188. Back to him running left, has some room, first down and more. Hit by Hal inside the 45, brought down at the 41, 10 more yards for Jonathan Watson. And it's starting to be all too easy for the Vikings. That was another great push up front, working off of left tackle Jacob Belton, who again cleared out a good-sized lane for Jonathan Watson.
And he's done such a good job tonight just following his blockers and waiting for his offensive line to open up those holes for him to run through.
On the counter, Watson dances his way forward and manages to pick up a couple of yards. Brought down by Jed Aldridge. at the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
So there's a little bit of frustration going on that Pirates defense there, Jeff. I wonder if this game is starting to get a little bit chippy here. Referees are watching it very closely now.
I got to tell you, I don't think anybody likes getting pushed around out there, and that's when you see it a lot to me, is that offensive line for the Vikings is really starting to dictate the action. And that's when you might start to see some tempers flare.
Well, the Vikings are just pretty much making a statement here tonight saying you're the defending champions of this conference, but guess what? We want it back, and we'll knock you off the hill to get it back.
Watson on the carry. Bounces it to his right. Tripped up. Late flag comes in.
That might be a late hit there, Jeff.
At the 37, it's a 2-yard run. For the moment, it's a 3rd and 6. This could be a big call. We'll go down to Jay Drury.
Looks like it's coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That on the tight end, Ryan Bowers.
Well, as the old saying goes, Jeff, if you can play, you can stay up. But if you're holding, you cannot play, because when you hold, it means you got beat.
It's got a wisdom to it. Well, you go back to the previous drive, the Vikings were starting to move the ball. It was a penalty, a holding call that really stalled that drive. And now a danger of a repeat here. The Vikings were definitely moving the ball, but now all of a sudden it's a 2nd and 18 and a chance for the Pirates to maybe get off the field. QCC with a straight drop. Swings it out in the flat. Catch is made. Forced out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. That was Dejon Newman coming out of the backfield. They'll spot it at the 38, and a massive 3rd and 7 for both teams. The Vikings 7 of 12 on 3rd down tonight.
Newman did a good job holding onto that ball and staying by the sidelines, and he was able to get back most of the yardage from the penalty.
Ridgely in motion to the right side. QCC tries to swing it out. Sirocco, a great job coming on the blitz to get the hands up, knock that pass down. That will bring up 4th down for the Vikings from the Pirate 38-yard line. And now what does Brett Peabody want to do? It looks like the punting unit is coming on. He's going to play field position.
Yeah, you can't just risk it going here, especially when you got a 7-point lead and knowing that you got the offense, you got the other side opposition of the offense that can score points. And again, another penalty stalled this offense, and now they're going to have to kick this ball back to Ventura.
Jaron Lincoln on to kick, and there was a problem with the snap earlier. That went a little low, but Lincoln gets it away. High kick. Valenzuela makes the fair catch at the 5. Well, the Pirates are going to have a long way to go if they want to tie it up here. 12-17 to go in the ball game, but they'll start from their own 5-yard line.
The way this game has gone so far, Jeff, whoever has the ball last and scores last may win this game from the way it looks like right now. Let's see if Ventura can tie this game up or the Vikings can make a statement and stop them right here. You have them near the back of their own end zone. I would pressure just to get that offense back off the field.
Well, this matchup has been so close over the last few years for the most part that at 7 points, this would be the 2nd biggest margin between these two teams. That's how close some of the other games have been. Twice it was a 2-point game. Once it was a 4-point game. Valenzuela hit back near the goal line. They will give him forward progress to the 2, but that was dangerously close to a safety. Martin leading the charge into the backfield along with Bressler. Valenzuela does a good job to stay out of his own end zone. A loss of 3 brings up a 2nd down and 13.
The Vikings defense is pretty much saying, hey, we already gave up a safety. Why not just have one for ourselves?
Yes, Savage has 44 yards rushing. The next highest total for the Pirates, 5 yards. That's how well they have done, in particular, against the Pirate running backs. The only one who's been able to get something going on the ground is quarterback Zeke Savage.
And this might put them
Prior
in
to the play,
pressure.
false start, number 6. Half the distance to the goal, still 2nd down.
Not a good time for that to happen.
Yeah, the 2 becomes the 1. And now it is 2nd down and 15. And what do? The Viking running backs, let's do a little quick math. A combined 11 carries for 10 yards. Savage will throw from his own end zone. Heaves the far side, and the pass incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 15. Great coverage for Edwards.
You know, you're the Pirates offense. It was one thing to worry when you were at the 2-yard line. Just don't get behind your end zone. Now, you're actually 1 yard behind your end zone, and now you got to wonder, hey, I hope don't give a safety or a touchdown or something like that. So very, very tough situation right now here for the Pirates offense.
This is no lock that you can simply hand the ball off and maybe get a couple of yards for a little bit of breathing room. It's a risk here to hand the ball off at all from the 1 yard line, the way the Vikings have been able to shoot the gaps and get into the backfield.
Unless you want to give a quick 2, then try to get the ball back. But, I mean, giving up 2 at this point, not a good idea at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Savage with Miles in the backfield. They're coming on the blitz. Stepping up. Throws on the near side. Dixon, a sliding attempt.
I think they
and he's got the interception. Thaddeus Dixon with the pick. Second interception for Savage. The Vikings are going to have it deep in Pirate territory and a chance to go up 2 scores.
That ball was thrown out of pressure, and good job by the Vikings defense to just read the ball, and we got a penalty marker now.
Well, why not? Penalties have been a storyline all night.
Looks like there must have been some sort of verbal exchange again, and again, emotions really running high here. See what this one's all about.
Well, they'll conference up right now. The Vikings would have the ball inside the Pirate 25-yard line. Here's Jay Drury.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 5 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Very bad time to get that right now, Jeff.
Yeah, this is going to take it into the red zone. That was J.Q. Brown, and I don't recall seeing J.Q. Brown tonight. He is one of the leading rushers for the Pirates on the season. Well, we've seen a lot of Miles and Valenzuela back there, some Lamont James. And yeah, I don't see that J.Q. Brown has a carry tonight, so I'm not sure about that number.
This is very costly right here for the Pirates because a touchdown here could put them in big pressure, down 2 scores.
Meanwhile, it's a 1st and goal from the 10. Watson on the carry. Straight ahead for a gain of 4. Downard with the tackle for the Pirates. And with that carry, Jonathan Watson is over 200 yards on the ground.
Jonathan Watson's very incredible running back, Jeff. Tonight he has shown what makes him a special running back, you know, with his speed and all the yards he's run so far. This is the reason why the Vikings are up 7 points and looking to get more.
2nd and goal from the 6. Watson will shift to the right. QCC has the snap. Watson following his left guard for a gain of about 3.
And the Vikings, or the Pirates, you know, the only thing you can do right now, hold them to a field goal and then try to get another score. You do not want to give up a touchdown, especially with 10 minutes left and counting here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, the clock not a huge factor yet as we're just under 10 minutes to go, but the Pirates have been shut out here in the second half. The Vikings seem to have righted the ship defensively, so coming up with a couple of scores, it's not going to be an easy task. I formation on 3rd and goal. Watson on the right side. Sirocco flies in. Delivers the hit. Watson with a gain of about a yard, but it'll bring up 4th down. Hernandez also there. So the Pirate defense makes the stand inside their own 10-yard line. But it'll be a chip shot field goal for De La Torre potentially to give the Vikings a 10-point lead here in the 4th quarter.
Adrian Sirocco on the Pirates side did a good job reading that run. Will deny the Vikings from getting into the end zone, and here an opportunity to get 3 points here on this drive.
Mario De La Torre. Placement down, kick is up and good. De La Torre hits from 21 yards out, and the Vikings go up 10 at 33-23. Well, If you're a Pirate fan, you're looking for some good news. You came from 23 down in that first half. This is only 10. But right now, the way the Viking defense is playing, Edward, this is a tall task. The Vikings have really righted the ship defensively.
Well, the difference here is they did come back before, as they did in the first half. But here is the fourth quarter. You have about 9 minutes left. That unsportsmanlike conduct penalty really hurt the Pirates in field position. But they were fortunate enough to get away with just giving up a field goal instead of a touchdown. So now this is now a two-possession game, which would have been with the touchdown. But here you have an opportunity to at least get the ball back maybe 2 or 3 times where you can maybe tie it up or try to go for the win if you're successful on 2 more stops. But you got to score here first.
Well, we saw a big return for a touchdown in the first half. They'll keep it on the ground again. Taken by the up back at the 27. Another good return. James on the return. Angles to his left. He's all the way into Viking territory down to the 37-yard line. Well, I got to tell you, I see the strategy behind keeping it on the ground, but I don't know how well it's working. We saw Valenzuela take one to the house. Miles had a big return. Now James finds some running room again against this squib kick strategy that the Vikings seem to be employing.
And the special teams is what's kept the Pirates in this game so far, Jeff. We've seen it in the first half, and we're starting to continue to see it here in the fourth quarter. And again, very good field position here for the Pirates. And then Savage just has to get this into the end zone. He's going to have to use his arms here at this point because the running game has not been successful here tonight.
Under 9 minutes to go, you've got to convert this into points if you're the Pirates on the short field. They screen it out to Valenzuela. Hit at the 33 by Jenkins, gets to the 31, a 2-yard gain, brings up a 2nd down and 8. Well, they're trying to find Valenzuela in space, but the Vikings doing a great job anticipating, and they were there quickly.
And that's what the Vikings have to do. Anytime they see the ball, you got to get there fast and try to stop and prevent the big gainage from happening. You keep them neutralized like you have so far, they're not going to go anywhere else.
So a 2nd down and 8. 8:17 as the clock continues to move in the fourth quarter. Bunch formation. Savage has the snap. 4-man rush. The throw nearly picked off. Looked like Trey Edwards in the area was the only one who had a shot at it. I believe he was looking for Kevin Tate, but Tate was running a different route.
Looks like been a little bit of miscommunication now, and here we go, 3rd down. Let's see if this defense will put pressure on Savage and see if try to challenge his ability to get out of that pocket with that pressure. He's been able to do it tonight, but let's see if they're able to maintain him right here when it counts the most right now.
And keep an eye on Corey Martin. That left defensive end spot working against Standback. Quick throw, complete to the 27-yard line to Greer, but Dixon there quickly. That is short of the 1st down. It will leave a 4th and 3 and a decision for Coach Terry Morris.
Was that a one-handed catch right there, Jeff? Looked like
couldn't
one-handed.
quite see it on our screen. Very possible.
Wonder if he studied Odell Beckham's catch from 2014.
That is not an easy catch to emulate, I'll tell you that.
Not if you're playing Madden.
Greer now with 5 catches for 120 yards. He has been a decided bright spot for the Pirates here tonight. And they are going to go for it on a 4th and 2.
Here comes the pressure.
Savage, quick throw. Pirates appear to have the 1st down as Valenzuela heads out of bounds at the 22. Jenkins knocks him out, but the Pirates move the chains and stay alive in this one for all intents and purposes. I think at this point, if they give the ball back without getting any points, that's getting close to the end.
Savage did a good job. He saw the pressure coming, he threw it, and Valenzuela did a great job trying to pick up the chains for the 1st down.
Meanwhile, Jenkins still down on that near sideline. We'll take a look. 7:14 to go in the ball game. And it is cooling off significantly here in Long Beach. It was a cool evening. We are getting close to a cold night. I got to believe at 9:51, we're the last game going.
Yeah.
Here in the 3C2A tonight.
Well, we did have those 2 delays that.
Right, this is your late night coverage, right here on the Viking Sports Channel.
I'll say this: if anyone's watching on the East Coast right now, thanks for staying up late with us. I know it's past your bedtime, but thank you.
1st and 10 from the 22. Pirates trying to stage another comeback. They fell behind big in this one early, 23-0. Came back to tie it at 23 at the half. But the Vikings have responded in the second half, gone back up 10.
Oh, we dropped it.
That one incomplete. Tate has that one bounce right off the face mask. 2nd down and 10. And Kevin Tate without a catch tonight. He's had a long night over there working against either Trey Edwards or Thaddeus Dixon. It doesn't get a lot easier no matter which one you're dealing with.
Very frustrating night for him indeed, and it shows that the Vikings defense have done a good job neutralizing their biggest players. And even though there's been other players that stepped up, but it's just very shocking he hasn't had a catch so far.
They'll bunch up again on 2nd and 10. 4-man rush. Savage steps up, has some running room, makes a move at the 15, tripped up at the 13. Campbell with the stop. That's a 9-yard run. Just found myself thinking, hadn't seen a lot of Savage running with the football, which had really keyed this offense in the first half.
I wonder how sore he's going to wake up tomorrow from all the hits he's taken tonight. He's taken a lot of hits.
Well, they're 18 or 19 years old, so he'll probably wake up all right. But I agree. It's been a physical night for Zeke Savage. They hand it off to Valenzuela. Straight ahead. Gets to the 9-yard line, gets the 1st down, and now it's 1st and goal for the Pirates.
And they're still trying to get that run game going, and there's still plenty of time left here, Jeff. There's no need to pass or fast huddle at this point. They're nearby. Even if they don't get the touchdown, they can still get a field goal, make this a 1-possession game, a 7-point game. So there's still plenty of time. There's no, they don't need to freak out right here. There's still time, and they're getting ready for the snap right here.
Valenzuela to the left of Savage, 1st and goal from the 9. Trouble on the exchange. Savage picks it up. Just going to have to get what he can. He is going to be hit back at the 11, a 2-yard loss on the play. Corey Martin there quickly.
I wonder if that was supposed to be a play action or a fake handoff in the throw, but it looks like Valenzuela ran into Savage and caused that fumble, but luckily they were able to get it back.
Yeah, some contact. Could have been a read option. It's hard to say, but either way, it's a loss of 3 back to the 12. It'll go down as a sack. Martin was there along with Dylan Kendall. Offset I formation, 2nd and goal. Savage will now duck under center. And some movement on the left side. Down goes Zeke Savage.
Well, there's been a bit of movement on the offensive line side there.
Got to believe this is going to go against
False
the Pirates.
start, offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's going to go on center, Matt Lucio.
2nd and goal.
Well, if the center doesn't snap the ball, wouldn't you tend to think that means it was false start on everybody else?
It's better
on the offense.
It's better to be safe, false start on the number instead of false start everybody but the center.
2nd and goal from the 17. Savage with defenders in his face heaves the near side. It's incomplete. Looking for Greer. Dixon on the coverage, and now it's a 3rd and goal from the 17. And again, the Pirates in the kicking game this season, it's been something of a mixed bag. So this, on a night where there is some wind gusting, is no automatic when you talk about a 34-yard field goal. So a tough spot for this Pirate offense, facing a 3rd and goal from the 17. Miles on in the backfield for Ventura.
And the kicking game will be affected because it is getting a little the wind picked up a little bit here.
Savage, Martin getting there. Savage does flick the pass out and complete it, but it's going to be a loss on the play.
but that play was blown up by Corey Martin.
That was costly there because that threw a yard loss right there. If there was an opportunity to have it thrown away, throw it away. You just cannot take a hit at this time right there in that possession.
Talking about Corey Martin and just how impressed Brett Peabody has been with him. Talked about the 9.5 sacks, which is the number they have him at. But describing him, talked about that he plays mean, he plays violently. And I said, and you like that, right? And Brett Peabody's answer, unequivocal, love it, when talking about Corey Martin. They will try the field goal from 39 yards. It's good. That does get the Pirates back within one score at 33-26.
Looks like there may have been an offside because there is a penalty marker down, I believe.
Well, this is a situation where if it's against the Vikings, I think you obviously are just going to take the points. That won't help you to continue the drive.
You got to take the points.
But if it's against the Pirates, it could be significant.
Let's see what they call here.
Offsides on the defense, number 19. That penalty is declined. Results of the play is a field goal.
So the Pirates will take the points. As Vargas puts it through, it ends up going down as a 40-yard field goal. That's a season long for Vargas. And that's a big play to get the Pirates within 7 at 33-26. Now with 4:02, the question is, can the Pirates get it back and give their offense one more chance? Or can Jonathan Watson maybe do what he has done all night here and eat up some clock and finish this one out himself?
There's one thing they have to do here, and they got to stop number 3. Number 3 is the biggest weapon that the Vikings have so far tonight. And keep in mind, if they got 3 timeouts left, so they could stop the clock if they need to, but they got to get this stop here because if you get at least 2 first downs on this drive, the Vikings can hold on and win this game. So they got to get 2 first downs, drain as much clock as they can, but do not make any mistakes as far as don't turn the ball over and hold on to that football. And I'm pretty sure they were told that in the huddle before coming back out to the field. Hold on to that football because the last thing you want right now is to give up a fumble, and next thing you know, the field changes again.
And you got to believe that the Pirates are going to be out there trying to strip that ball out on every carry. The kick through the back of the end zone. So the Viking drive will start from the 25 with 4:02 remaining here in the ball game, and the Vikings leading at 33-26.
That kick was actually pretty good. It's one of the best kickoffs we've seen all night so far tonight.
I think Vargas was kind of keyed up after drilling it from 40 yards, and he launched that one.
Well, this is going to be another tight game right here. What do you say we put up a lawn effect first to, let's say, 40 wins maybe?
I think we go 4 minutes and 2 seconds more and then call it a night.
How about 2 first downs and then see and they win?
I'm up for 4 minutes and 2 seconds.
See what they do here.
QCC in the pistol formation. Watson in the deep eye, gets the handoff through a hole. He's got the first down and more. Well, that's 1 first down for the Vikings. Finally brought down by Harris. Another good hole for Watson. A 20-yard run. Immediately moves the chains.
And you wonder when the Pirates are going to start using those timeouts.
They do have the full complement, as you pointed out moments ago, and obviously the Vikings are going to be content to work the clock. The play clock still at 10. And you saw on that handoff, as per your instructions, Watson with both hands securely on that football. He'll get the handoff here, coming off the edge. Harris, monster hit on Watson, who does a good job holding on to that football. No gain on the play. I'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Boy, it's hard to believe that Quentin Harris, sophomore out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, that this guy wasn't seeing more playing time earlier in the season.
He has come up big tonight.
And shown himself to be a big playmaker for that Pirate defense. 2nd down and 10.
That was a statement hit right there too, Jeff.
Down to 4 on the play clock. They have the snap. Watson running left. And Harris and Aldridge bring him down at the 49, 4-yard run. And I believe there is the first Pirate timeout.
Timeout, Ventura College, first of this half.
And it brings a 3rd and 6 for the Vikings. And you got to believe here you take your chances with Watson, keep that clock moving, make the Pirates burn another timeout.
Yeah.
But the Pirates have a chance here to stall this drive and get the ball back.
I'll tell you, we could just strategize this right now. You have two options. You can either run the ball, again, try to get that first down, try to get them to use their timeouts, or you can go for a pass, a quick slant, or maybe just a quick 2-step drop and throw it and try to get this first down. One first down right here will win it.
Yeah,
you got him on
pretty much just about run it out with the timeouts, I think.
You got him on the heels right now, and let's see if the Vikings can put it away here, put that final nail in the coffin, because right now it's still open, and so far the Pirate defense has not been able to stop this run game tonight. Watson has ran over in the entire defense. He's got those 4 touchdowns. And let's see if they'll call their number one more time. I expect more pressure here. If they try to pass, look for the Pirates to go for a blitz, and it looks like they might bring everybody right here.
Pirates crowding the line on a 3rd and 6 from the Viking 49. They will look to throw. QCC out on the right side, and it's incomplete. So they take a chance trying to get the ball to Ridgely.
That was just off his hands, too.
The incompletion stops the clock, so the Pirates still with 2 timeouts and 2:26. So the Pirates have all kinds of time, but they need to come up with a touchdown here. They haven't done that since the second quarter against the Viking defense.
And that's right. Even though the Pirates have been able to show fight, Savage hasn't been tough and stayed in there. This is where a position where you're going to have to step up and get this team downfield.
And Valenzuela does have a punt return for a touchdown this season. Lincoln
almost blocked.
Just gets that one away. Short kick. They angle it out of bounds, keeping it away from Valenzuela. And the Pirates will take over inside their own 30. And the mandate here is simple. 2:18 to go, and they need a touchdown to extend this game.
And it's going to be 4th-down territory from here on out. Every 4th down they have, they're going to have to go for it.
No question about it. So Zeke Savage will bring the Pirate offense on. They'll start from the 27-yard line. And the guy to keep track of here, I think at this point, Edward, is Tim Greer. Number 6, who has 5 catches for 120 yards. He has been the primary offensive weapon for the Pirates tonight. Snap to Savage. Good protection, looking for Reeves in the pass. Incomplete.
Savage tried to hit Reeves on the left side, but it looks like he ran out of room and overthrew it there.
Yeah, Dylan Kendall had the coverage on Reeves. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
And then, Jeff, you don't necessarily have to throw the deep ball. There's still 2:13. You have 2 timeouts. You can still use the field and then try to get out of bounds if you need to, but there's no need to throw the deep ball right now. There's still plenty of time to get downfield.
No,
you need about 72 yards to get back to get in the end zone.
The clock is hardly a factor at this point, even keeping in mind that on a 1st down, they will stop the clock at least long enough to move the chains. They screen it out for Valenzuela, but nothing doing. A gain of a couple of yards, and the clock will keep moving. Edwards there along with Campbell on the stop. Brings up a 3rd down and 8, and almost immediately the Pirates are up against it here a little bit.
We mentioned before.
Facing a 3rd and long.
4-down territory here. Make it 2-down territory now with this 3rd down, and let's see what they'll do here. Looks like they're going to have Valenzuela be behind Savage. Here comes Miller.
To Savage, Martin coming off the edge. They've got him wrapped up. This is going to be a sack for the Vikings.
And
Martin again coming off the edge. And are we going to see some late flags?
They just threw flags right now, Jeff. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, it was Jenkins coming on the blitz, but Martin getting that great jump off the edge from his defensive end spot. And it's so tough. Stand back really out there on an island against Martin.
And I tell you, Jeff, if this is against the Vikings, if this is a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct, this is going to be a big break for the Pirates because they'll get a 1st down here.
Yeah, this
that
could
came in right after
be
the play.
A massive call when you consider that without it, it's a 4th and long.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 2 of the offense. That penalty forced half the distance to the goal. Still fourth down.
They did not need that.
It goes against Kevin Tate, and a 4th and long becomes a 4th and forever.
If the Pirates lose this game tonight, then they're just going to have to review this and have the coaching staff will just have to tell them about their emotions, because we've seen a lot of this tonight, not just on the Pirates but on the Vikings as well.
They need sorry, Edwin.
There's times where you got to keep your composure, and you could not pick the bad time to have a penalty like that, especially when you're down 7 points trying to get into the end zone to tie it up.
4th and 25. Savage rolling to his left, still looking now, fires on the far side, and that pass is broken up. He was looking for Valenzuela out near midfield, but the Vikings able to knock it away. They have turned away the Pirates on this final drive, and with 1:17 to go, it's going to be victory formation for the Vikings, who look like they are going to come up with a win in the conference opener here against Ventura.
And Savage had to throw that away, Jeff. They had the pressure coming. It was 4th down 2. You have to do something to keep the play alive, and he had to throw it there. And unfortunately, he threw it in double coverage and not enough room for the receivers to make a play right there. But that play there just sums up how the Vikings defense improved tonight, learning from last year's defeat.
Well, it's 4th and 25 is a tough ask in any situation. Well, they're going to keep it on the ground with Watson on a 1st down carry and see if the Vikings, who do have, I should say the Pirates do have 2 timeouts, are they going to use
Ventura
those
College,
timeouts?
second of
and
this
they
half.
are. So the Pirates will use their 2nd charge timeout. We can let you know that the Vikings will be back in action next week at East Los Angeles College. Meanwhile, the Pirates, next up, they will be at Bakersfield. So both teams take to the road next week, and this is going to be a fascinating Northern Division.
This is going to be
again,
a fight.
Up and down this Northern Division. Good luck making a prediction on this season. I think a lot of these teams, certainly I think Canyons, Ventura, Long Beach, and Bakersfield. I don't know how you pick among those 4 teams, who I think have all had maybe a couple of questionable moments, but also some strong play as well. It's hard to pick a real favorite out of those 4. And then East Los Angeles and Allen Hancock in the fray very much as well.
This
This
pretty
is
much
wide open.
Anybody's game.
Watson with the carry on the left side. Stood up after a gain of about 3. That'll bring up 3rd down, and again, the Pirates with one more
Ventura
timeout.
College, final of this half.
And that will be their final timeout with 1:02 remaining. So the Vikings are not going to be able to run it out completely, and that is why you're going to see the Pirates use these timeouts, give themselves maybe a chance for something in the order of a miracle here down the stretch is what it's going to take.
And you mentioned before, Jeff, that anybody can win this conference. I mean, it's open, it's anybody's game, but to win this, you're going to have to go undefeated. You're going to have to win your 5 matchups, which is very impossible to do given the toughness of all teams in this conference. You know, the Vikings came out tonight, they made a statement. They're a minute away from beating the defending conference champions. They basically made a statement saying, this is our division. We believe this is our year, and we're going to win this conference back.
Well, it's a good start here tonight if they can close this out.
And for the Pirates, they just have to regroup because they did a good job getting back in it. They put up a fight. They didn't go down when they were down 20 more, but there was just a lot of penalties that just did them in.
Watson sweeping to the near side. Tripped up at about the 5-yard line by Ben Hall. They'll spot it at the 4. Watson does stay in bounds, so the clock will move. And there's about an 11-second difference And it will be 4th and a yard. And I think with 11 seconds, rather than even try the field goal, which anything is possible, I think you run the ball one more time here. Worst case scenario, you don't get the first down. You kill a few more seconds and let the Pirates run one play from about their own 5-yard line.
Looks like they're going to run this all the way down and call a timeout. I wonder if they'll kick a field goal here or they'll just, you know, as you said, just kneel it and then give the Pirates one more chance.
Yeah, you can even, you don't even have to kneel it, I think, from the 4. You can hand it off to Watson again. And if he can come up with a yard, you got the first down and it's over, and it's at 7 seconds. So you might be able to almost run out the clock even on the 4th down play, whether you get it or not. This is why they pay Brett Peabody the big money, and we're up here just speculating. But
yeah, that's why
he's the one who's got to make the call down there.
That's why he's down there. He's got the pressure though, but you know he is got the money running the pockets. But you know what? Since it's 7 seconds left, what do you say? Give out some game balls. What do you say?
Well, I don't think we're going to have to search real long and hard here to come up with our player of the game, but I think Jonathan Watson, obviously. But I think shout out in the second half, especially in this 4th quarter, to Corey Martin. He was quiet in stretches tonight. In stretches, I think the Pirates did a good job against him, but a couple of big sacks in this 4th quarter. Martin able to generate pressure on big plays and really help stifle this Pirate offense that only put 3 points on the board in the second half.
Actually, Jeff, I'm going to do you one better. I'm actually going to give my game ball to Coach Peabody and the coaching staff of this Vikings team. They did an excellent job getting ready for this game, having to get beaten 66-21 last year, and to just come back out here tonight and just score 30+.
As QCC on the keeper is wrapped up at about the 13-yard line, so they lose yardage on the play, but the Pirates will take over with 3 seconds time for one play from the 13, and all that is left here is to see if the Pirates can come up with an all-time miracle. I'll tell you what, as we get a big flash of lightning, hopefully not getting another delay with 3 seconds left. We've only got to get one more play, and we're out of here.
I'm actually searching to see if the Stanford marching bats are around here, because even though they might want a touchdown, you know, they might come out here and start playing the marching band right now.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make the statement right now. If we get a touchdown on this play, we're making Sports Center tonight.
Timeout. Long Beach.
And the Vikings will take a timeout. Make sure they're on the same page. And well, what's a one-play, 87-yard play?
Oh, I can tell you right now.
Do you have one in your playbook?
Yeah, I do. It's called when you catch it, run, find your nearest player, throw it to them, catch it, run it, throw it like a hot potato. Just keep running around until you get to the other end zone. But you got
Is that why you were checking to see if the band's on the field?
Oh yeah, I mean it'd be more interesting if the Stanford marching band was here. You know, as we saw that play a long time ago. But I mean, I would love to see something like that score a touchdown. And hey, maybe we will be on Sports Center tonight.
All right, the Pirates on. They will send 3 out to the left side. Final play of the game.
It looks like it's starting to rain again, too.
And the Pirates need 87 yards. The rain does start to come down. Savage steps up, fires it deep, out to midfield, and it's incomplete, and this one is in the books. The Vikings. First victory for Brett Peabody against Ventura in his tenure. Breaks the 5-game losing streak for the Vikings against the Pirates. Brett Peabody, who had been 0-4, is off the schneid against a former mentor of his, Steve Mushagian, and these Ventura College Pirates, as he gets the win here tonight. Terrific bounce back for the Vikings, 33-26, the final score. A reminder, the video of this game is being produced by students in the radio and television program at Long Beach City College. If you want to become part of our award-winning production team, call 562-938-4892 or email LBCC and search for the radio and television program. Well, Edward, any final thoughts before we head out of here?
It's a great win, and hopefully the Vikings can keep this momentum going down the line.
33-26 the final. He's Edward Riantasso. I am Jeff Stoynoff. Thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody. This has been an LBCC Viking production.